the first quarter. His fellow umpire is umpire Neville Nash. The first quarter before a capacity crowd at VFL Park. The second semi-final, the wind blowing across the ground. Dempsey and Jones. Dempsey got the first tap out. Jim Buckley coming out of the pack with the free kick, I think. Is it going his way? No, it's going to Gary Dempsey. And so we've got a free kick almost immediately. Dempsey. Oh, shocking kick from Dempsey. Intercepted by Jones. Well, in fact, almost. A little bit of nervousness out there, I think, on players and also the part of the umpires. Stan Elves is out there too, and he was concussed last week. Jones got that tap out. Let's see how far they can get it out of the centre this time. Another free kick in the meantime has been paid. It's going Carlton's way this time, and it's going to go to Percy Jones, is it?
Yep.
Percy Jones, or Peter Jones, but everybody calls him Percy. He's gone for a hand pass. McConville got grabbed too high. 3 free kicks in the space of 30 seconds. That's not bad. The Carlton halfback flanker kicks the ball long this time up towards the half-forward zone. Laws in there for North Melbourne, but couldn't take the mark. McClure in there for Carlton. Trying to come out of the pack was Keogh, gets slung to the ground. The hand pass comes out to Young, and the umpire has decided that it's going to be a ball up on Carlton's half-forward line. A little bit short of it, actually. Wind blowing across the ground, a very strong northerly breeze. Expected top temperature today in Melbourne, 22 degrees. Ideal conditions for football apart from the wind. Here's another free kick, the 4th of the match.
Down to Jones again, Pete, as I predicted. This is his job to tag this fellow around and get in front all the time.
Up towards the half-forward line for Carlton. Brown was there. Dempsey caught and drops the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Dench for North Melbourne goes through. Boots the ball back and turn towards the centre square. McConville tried to take the mark but couldn't do so. Jones tries to go in hard. Trips up Schimmelbusch almost. And coming out of the pack was Armstrong, but the ball was held to him, I think. And the umpire will once again decide on the bounce.
Ball up towards Carlton centre half-forward position. Ball comes out there, kicked away by Francis. Down over the half-forward line now. McCann in front of McClure and takes the free kick.
He's had the wood on McClure in their 2 meetings this year.
That's right. And, of course, as Peter said, that's, I think, about the 4th or 5th free kick so far in this match. And we've only played about 2 minutes. 5 free kicks so far. There's a 15-metre penalty against McClure for creeping over the mark. And this brings McCann up to the half-back flank position, right on the edge of the square. The kick now by McCann is out wide. Looking out there from Glendenning and Dempsey. Dempsey got the better of Jones that time. A long hand pass to Boyce. And North Melbourne swing into attack as the ball goes up towards their forward line. But well marked down there by Wayne Harms in the back pocket position. A very good player indeed. One of the contenders, a long kick by Harms. Dempsey and Jones neither get the mark. Down it comes to Keogh. Law's right on his tail, but he beats him. He's grabbed now by Schimmelbusch. Over goes Francis, a bad hand pass coming out now to Law. Plenty of pressure on this match at the moment, both going in pretty hard. Dempsey takes the ball, but he's grabbed. They've got him covered at the moment.
Good decision.
The umpire's still holding the ball against him. Very big crowd here today, over the 70,000 mark, and you can hear them roaring because 2 of these sides, 2 of the best draw cards in the league. The ball drops short. McClure and McCann go for it. Bit of buffeting going on. Armstrong tries to get it out. Jezelenko's there. They're all having a go, and the umpire's going to ball it up towards Carlton's half-forward line. No scorers yet. And we've played 3.5 minutes of this first quarter. Ball comes down. Armstrong's kick doesn't travel far. Picked up by Tanner. He hooks it out wide. Going after is Francis and Schimmelbusch, who played so well last week. It bounces back right for Schimmelbusch. Does a bit of fancy footwork. Over it goes now, and Cassin's got it, who kicked 5 goals last week. A pass to Boyce, but he flumped that one. Picked up by Glendenning. Dool gets him too. Pushed away by Bryant. The ball back down there. Harms over it. Now Melrose gives a hand pass, but it's a wild one. In goes Klomp and tries to force his way through, but he's thrown to the ground. And the umpire set a free kick to Klomp down there at half-back.
Left half-back, Klomp goes for the hand pass. And it wasn't a particularly good one. Carlton and North Melbourne both making mistakes today. Ball driven up towards the half-forward line now for the Blues. Ick tries to punch it away. Not really successful. In comes McClure again and McCann. They both go over. Jarrett taps the ball wide. Oh, solid tackle by Trevor Keogh as Jarrett drops the ball. Free kick to Carlton. Umpires are right on the spot today. Some good decisions. And Keogh goes for a pass up towards the full forward zone. But North Melbourne defending well through Daryl Sutton. He comes out from the full back post. But again, not a good kick. Law's there. Keogh again. He gets grabbed and drops the ball. Dempsey picks it up. Tries to get past his opponent, Jezelenko. Jezelenko with a hand pass, though. Oh, Armstrong got one too high. They'll get the free kick. Barry Armstrong, the Carlton ruck rover. And a short pass now, gives it over to Young. That kick was smothered, picked up by Cassin. Cassin with the long hand pass out towards Ebert. Ebert hotly pursued by Klomp, the 2 South Australians. Ebert can't get the ball away. Klomp's right there with him. Umpire said it's a free kick. going to Robert Clock. And Clock now with a hand pass to Young. Young, right on the VFL England, shoots the ball up towards the Carlton half-forward zone. Jones underneath the ball. McCann knocks it clear. Ball booted and turned back towards the wing position now. Ebert tries to get it over to Blight, who can't pick it up. Buckley comes out with the ball for Carlton. He's got a free kick, I think, but the umpire says play on now. Over to Armstrong. A long kick from Barry Armstrong up towards the half-forward zone. Nobody can mark that one. Fitzpatrick, can he pick it up? Fires at the goals, and he's missed it. First score of the day coming up at the 5.5-minute mark of a pressure-packed first quarter. Carlton 1 behind, 1 point, leading North Melbourne yet to score.
Well, both sides are making plenty of mistakes at the moment, but that's understandable. The tension's terrific because the side that wins this match goes into the grand final. Out it goes to Dempsey. He's got away from Jones, takes the mark. Finally plays on, boots it out wide there. It's a bit too long for Schimmelbusch. Will it bounce right? It does now. He's picked it up on the first hop. Goes for a pass. It's off target, and the ball is down there. Oh, good play. Knocked out by Glendinning, but well intercepted by McConville. The ball back now to charge for Jones. He's looking around for Dempsey. His kick is smothered by Casson. A hand pass back to McCann. A beautiful pick-up. And over it goes there, but he fumbles Schimmelbusch. He's got it now. And finally boots the ball down to that half-forward line. They're missing. McConville couldn't grab that. Dool lost it. And it goes Southby and finally takes the ball away from the danger zone. Out wide towards the wing position. And it'll be out of bounds. Up towards Carlton's half-forward line.
Give them all a chance to settle down, Lou.
Well, there's a lot of mistakes. They're fumbling. 6.5 minutes gone. And Carlton a 1 point to North Melbourne yet to score. And the winner of this match goes into the grand final of 1979. Knocked out by Jones, doing pretty well in the ruck there. Back to Schimmelbusch, not a good kick. Going after his Boyce, he overruns the ball. Oh, beautiful pick up by McConville. Over to Dool now. And Dool's clear. Long kick over the half-forward line. Out comes Fitzpatrick. Sutton goes for the punch. He gets it away. Armstrong misread the ball that time. Picked up by Blight. A soccer kick that time. Going after now is Stan Alls. He's in trouble. Clock met him hard. And down he went. This allowed Young to pick it up. Actions galore here at the moment as the ball comes back towards North's half-back line. A free kick this time. And it'll go down to Jarrett for holding their man. A hand pass over to Wells. And North Melbourne trying to get it around to their forward. They haven't over their half-forward line as yet. And it's out of bounds on the centre wing position. 7.5 minutes gone. Carlton 1 point have had most of the attacking so far.
Wait for the boundary throw in now, and it's going to be Glendinning in the ruck. Dool over the top, tried to beat him to the punch. Kicked back by Buckley. Buckley back towards the centre wing position, up towards half forward. Here comes Malcolm Blight charging his way through. Didn't get a good bounce with it. A pass up towards the full forward zone or half forward, looking for Bryant. Oh, gee, there's some hard tackling here today. The ball tapped out towards Southby and Bryant. Southby over the top, looks for Buckley, finds him. Buckley's kick, a wobbly punt kick back towards the centre wing position, and a nice mark brought in by Percy Jones. Back to Michael Young, filling in for Ashman, who's out with a hamstring injury. And here goes Young now from centre. Not a long kick, but up towards the half-forward zone. Fitzpatrick missed it. Gives a chance down there for a goal sneak. Sheldon, he fires, but he's off target. And it's out of bounds. A boundary throw-in to take place in the forward pocket for the Blues.
Peter, I tell you what, Percy Jones is doing a great job on Dempsey at the moment.
Yes, he nullified him in their earlier match, Lou, at Arden Street, and doing so far a pretty good job, as you mentioned. McCann over the top from Fitzpatrick. Jarrett to Sutton. And Sutton, they all chance for Carlton here with a poor kick, but Blight reads it well, almost pushed his opponent in the back, but got away with it. Tanner at left half-back. North Melbourne centre man showing plenty of speed here. Xavier Tanner, away he goes. Much too fast for the old Perth Jones, who nevertheless hasn't given up the chase. Tanner's hand pass taken by Bryant. Back to Tanner. Oh, gee, they're messing around with it. North Melbourne, a kick will do the job for them here, up towards the full forwards. And there's a mark brought in by Easton. This should be the first goal. And Easton would be 15 to 20 metres out. As you can see, pretty well directly in front.
It was pretty smartly played by Tanner that time because he knew Jones couldn't catch him, Pete.
It was a great effort, wasn't it? And North Melbourne into attack for the first time. Should be able to go on here with the clock on the scoreboard showing 9.5 minutes. The shot is okay, 4 points. So North Melbourne in front. 1 goal straight, 6 points, leading Carlton, 1 behind, 1 point.
Well, that was great play on the part of Tanner, going around that member's side of the ground, and there he is in the screen, who played so well in the 1977 final series. And of course, this year has been badly knocked, and last year badly knocked about with injury, but he's back in business now. That was a mighty performance, knowing too well that Jones couldn't keep up with him. And of course, Jones has got the job now of staying with Dempsey. And up to this stage of the match, Fitzpatrick's coming in. They're doing it in relays at the moment. Fitzpatrick will be against Dempsey.
Good tactics.
Here he goes now. Dempsey and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick got it to Keogh. Dempsey not firing so well today either. Keogh boots it well up towards the full forward zone. Sutton goes for the punch. Jones taps it out to Brown. Brown's grabbed back to Jones again. Pushed away by Dents. Playing it safe that time, letting his teammates pick up their opponents so they can't get away. It's deep in the heart of the Carlton attacking zone, about 10 metres around from their point post. Carlton 1 point to North Melbourne 1 goal. Big crowd, as we said before, over the 70,000 mark. Dempsey got up high. Only a free kick to Jones. No, against Jones for Shepard that time. Crowd not too happy about it. Particularly those Carlton supporters, and they're here and they're thousands too at the moment. Out she goes wide. All having a go there, and the ball is out of bounds. We're going to see some great individual duels here today too. Francis and Schimmelbusch out there on the wing. That should be a ripper. It'll be Dempsey coming in against Fitzpatrick. Both vying for the top place. Knocked out by Fitzpatrick again. A fresh air shot by Keogh. Ebert gets the ball out now wide and drives it out towards that wing position. Well anticipated that time by Dill. Beautiful play by the flying doormat. Shoots it over to Sheldon. He takes the mark out there on the wing position. That's Dill at his best. The ball over the half-forward line now. Chance there for Casson. He got one hand. McClure going over. McCann beats him with a race, but he goes down. Back to Casson. Backing up well. A bad hand pass to Wick. He's in trouble. He's back. Umpire call play on McCann. Gets a wild hand pass. Casson going after it again. He can't pick it up. They're fumbling like nobody's business. A free kick here. Free kick to Casson against Johnson from interference. And Casson will take that free kick down the back pocket position. North Melbourne 1 goal. The Carlton 1 point. And we're at the 11 and a half, just on 12-minute mark of this first quarter. The ball back here. So Tanner couldn't hold that, but he tries to get away from Jeselnik. He crawls over the top of him, and the umpire set a push in the back, and he takes that free kick a little short of half-back.
Oh, we're noticing Tanner and Jeselenko, Lou. Obviously, Tanner has been given the job of shadowing Jezza, and he hasn't left his side in the last 2 minutes. He hasn't been more than about a metre away. Up towards left half forward. Harms over the top.
It was a magnificent mark. He gave away about 6 inches to Glendenning then.
Can he lead this fellow? Harms's kick. Dempsey in front. Can't play him from behind. Jeselenko tries to go through. Armstrong pursued by a North Melbourne opponent, but gets the kick in up towards the half-forward line. Or Sutton missed the mark. So too did Schimmelbusch. The skipper Jones is there with Francis. Francis right behind Schimmelbusch. He goes towards the boundary line, close to it, and it's over on the full. A penalty free kick to Carlton will be taken by Barry Armstrong or Francis. Let's see who's going to take it. I think it's Armstrong. In fact, that is the case. In he comes now for the kick, tries a pass, looks for Fitzpatrick and finds him. Fitzpatrick at left half forward, he's clear as well. Oh, shocking kick by the big fellow. Lands the ball not too close to goal, picked up by Stan Elves. Well, a short pass from Elves wasn't too good, barely the 10 metres, but the umpire says OK. And Alan Jarrett takes the mark at centre half back for North Melbourne. The Shadow, as he's known. He does a pretty good job doing that too, towards centre field. The ball fisted clear, picked up by Law. Not a good kick from him. The kicking, in fact, bad today. And once again, Bruce Doyle, who's probably had more touches than anybody else on the ground. He goes in towards centre field, looks for Jeselenko, knocked away by Tanner. Fisted away by Fitzpatrick. McClure half forward has the chance if he's clear. Now he is. Can kick the ball long. That would be the tactic. In towards the 10-metre square. Looks down there for Jones, who couldn't take the mark. Johnston goes over, tries to get a hand pass out to Jones. In he comes on the net, a free kick. Umpire coming in and playing it to Johnston, who will be on a very acute angle, a 45-degree angle, possibly a little bit more, and not too far from the boundary line. Well, an opportunity for Carlton's first goal, and this would put them in front. They trail by 5 points at the moment. Former Paran player comes in and fires. That too is not a good kick. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full. Well, by gee, I mentioned earlier, Lou, that the kicking wasn't too good today, and that typifies it, doesn't it?
Kicking hasn't been the best, Peter, and of course Carlton kicking with the breeze this quarter. They won the toss, and Jeselenko decided to kick down to that end. Out it goes to Dempsey and Fitzpatrick. Punched away by Fitzpatrick, grabbed by Laura. He can't get it out. Finally, he's got it over to Schimmelbusch now. They're looking there for Malcolm Blight. Clump's there, but Blight's got it right on the boundary line. They did a run on there, but Clump's got him well covered. The South Australian, ex-South Australian player. Southby going down there with Bright. Bright punches it away and plays it safe. Southby's had a great season for Carlton at fullback. Ball out of bounds on North Melbourne's half-forward line, about 60 metres around from their goal. It'll be Glendinning going for the knockout with Southby. Southby got it down to Klomp. Klomp can't pick it up. Well grabbed by Eber, but he can't get out. He's grabbed, he's collared, and the umpire says play on as it comes out to Armstrong now. Booted back towards McCann and McClure. McClure put one hand up. He tries to force out. He's got it out now. It's smothered. Back to Fitzpatrick. Also Alves going after. He shows a bit of pace. He was grabbed. Didn't have the ball that time, but he's clear. Goes for a short pass. Looking for Schimmelbusch, who's grabbed the mark. He'll get the free kick at any rate.
A bit too good for Francis so far
at the moment, but they're having a great duel out there on that half-back line. That's the attacking side. Well, that's the side they're kicking out to it at least. Out she goes now. Coming across is Klomp. He and Harms had a bit of a clash there. Back to Armstrong. He's grabbed, got it back. Umpire said hold the ball against him. And the free kick to go to Glendinning. Now, this fella's usually a pretty good kick, and he should land this pretty well now. Down she goes over the half-forward line. Southby. Oh, Lillier marked. He's paying a free kick. He's paying to him. As I said before, he's had a great season. 15, nearly 16 minutes gone. And a very low-scoring game. North Melbourne 1 goal, 6 points. To Carlton only 1 point. But with the defences at the moment as the ball goes back to McClure and McCann. Punched away by McCann over towards Dool and Glendinning. Neither showing much pace there, and the ball is on the boundary line. Well picked up by Dool. Beautiful play. Over it goes to McClure now. Down towards that forward pocket. Coming out there as Dench overruns the ball. But he's kicked it over the line on the full.
Yep.
It'll be a penalty free kick there to Brown. And this fella played a great game the last time these two sides met.
He had 4 goals in this before half-time.
And he had to leave the ground with an injured ankle.
Right.
Here he goes now. Brown firing towards the goals. Well, not a bad sort of a kick, but it's a little bit off target. And it's through for 1 point. So Carlton are 2 points on the board at the 16.5-minute mark. North Melbourne 1 straight shot for goal, 6 points.
I still see Xavier Tanner sticking to Alex Jeselenko like glue. So that's his job for the afternoon as Sutton boots the ball back into play. Fitzpatrick's in front, but behind is Gary Dempsey, and he takes seemingly an easy mark.
There's a push Fitzpatrick in the back.
Free kick to Fitzpatrick. The infringement, as Lou mentioned, was definitely there. Technically correct, but no, well,
a little bit of tiggy.
That's right, it was, wasn't it?
I'll go along with you, mate.
Fitzpatrick from left half forward, about 60 metres out from goal. Comes in and fires. A good kick needed here. That'll land in the 10-metre square. Almost a score. In fact, it's off the hands of the pack for 1 point. And Fitzpatrick a little bit disappointed with that, but nevertheless, it was a good kick. So Carlton go to 3 behind, 3 points. Still trailing by 3 points. The pass is out to Dempsey. Dempsey kicks the ball long towards the boundary line, looking for Malcolm Blight out there, who was in front, picked up by Francis. Look at his first kick for the day now and fires it back and turn towards the pocket. Out comes Fitzpatrick and Dempsey again. Chance for Carlton here. Jeselenko fumbles. Gets his kick in away from Xavier Tanner up towards the full forward zone. Marked by Daryl Sutton, who plays on straight away in towards the pocket, and Tanner's kick out towards the half-back line. Schimmelbusch having a little bit of trouble gaining control. Oops, a daisy. Blight away from Keogh. Up the centre field. That's Southby. Well up from the full-back position. Obviously followed his opponent down. Out comes Brown and takes a beautiful mark. Well, he should be able to put this one through. Carlton squandering opportunities so far, like Collingwood did last week. And Alex Jeselenko some timely words of advice. As Lou mentioned, he kicked 4 in the game against North Melbourne and Arden Street, and then had to leave the field with an injured ankle. A game that Carlton ultimately lost by about 18 points, and maybe his presence on the ground could have reversed that. However, that's history. Brown fires at the goals, and once again off target, I think, just in for a point. So Carlton 4 points, North Melbourne 1 goal. The difference is 2 points. 19 minutes have gone in the quarter.
Well, they're fritting away chances, Carlton, and of course they're kicking with the breeze. Not that it would be that great down there in this pit, because it's well sunk into the ground, the VFL Park. Dempsey flying up, one hand. Francis has grabbed around the neck. He's got to get one against Schimmelbusch that time. A hand pass coming over to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick and Jones have got the job of stopping Dempsey. They're doing pretty well so far. Then we see Dench and Brown. Brown dropped the center. He couldn't pick it up. Dench fumbles too. Now Daryl Sutton going after it, showing plenty of pace, but he's well tackled that time by Sheldon. They're going over like 9 pins as McCann knocks the ball out wide. And it's finally picked up by Xavier Tanner, going for another run. Boots the ball up towards the half-forward line, but there he is, the man at the moment. Lucy Dool, the flying doormat, getting it out now to centre field. Armstrong over the clock, a long kick quantity, and that's what it is. Up towards Percy Jones. He's got it. Can he hold it? No. Punched away by Sutton. Here's Brown. A goal coming up. Well, that's Carlton's first. They worked hard for two. And all the good work of Percy Jones. He finally tapped it out. 1 goal for 10 Carlton for North Melbourne. 1 straight kick for goals, 6 points. Approaching the 20.5-minute mark of this first quarter. There is a replay again. There's Jones knocking it out. It's finally pushed out again. Brown swoops on it. And he makes sure of it. He puts it right up there on the scoreboard.
Well, Carlton have had the play, I would reckon, on their forward line for about 15 minutes, maybe more, of the 20 and a bit played so far. And they're only, 4 points in front.
Similar situation to Collingwood last week too, Pete, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. Interesting to see what develops. Alves tries to get through the centre, gets the free kick. Now it's going to Malcolm Blight. Blight to half forward. McCondrell, who's doing a pretty good job across the half-back line too. He's fitted into that niche pretty well. Used to play at full forward, actually, but a little bit too short for that posse. But nevertheless seems to be shining across the half-back zone for the Blues. Fitzpatrick in front. Malcolm Blight beats him to it and takes a nice mark. Doing pretty well so far today. Blight seems to be everywhere. Redirects play towards half forward, looking for Glendinning. Dill knocks the ball away. Picked up by Glendinning. Shepherded well. A high kick from Glendinning, maybe just a little bit too high and long. In fact, it's over the line on the full. And it will be a penalty free kick to be taken for Carlton by Jeff South. Southby at left halfback. One of Carlton's best players, one of Carlton's most experienced players, and one of the best fullbacks we've seen in the VFL for a long time. Jezelenko in front of Easton, could have been paid the mark, but the umpire didn't agree with that. Picked up by Ebert. Ebert's hand passes to Stan Alves in the centre. A high torpedo punt kick from the former Melbourne captain up towards half forward. Mackay, first touch for the game, knocks the ball over the boundary line, and we'll see it thrown back into play. About 20 or 30 metres around from the behind post. Maybe a smidgen more between the pocket and the flank. North Melbourne in attack. It's going to be Dempsey and Fitzpatrick. Knocked away by Glendinning towards the full forward. Done a chance for Cash in the goal. Smith, who got fired last week. This time he's off target though and puts it through for North Melbourne's first behind. And they take their total to 117, still trailing Carlton by 3 points.
And we've played 22.5 minutes of this first quarter. It'll be a pretty short one, I should imagine, because there hasn't been much scoring. Southby goes for a short pass out there to Keogh. Got plenty of time to do something. He's grabbed. Well tackled that time by Ebert. Finally picked up by Buckley out there at half-back for Carlton. A long kick out towards the wing position. Going after it now is Ick, and Sutton's there to help out too. He picks it up, Ick, and drives the ball up towards that Schimmelbusch and Francis. It's Schimmelbusch with the mark. He's giving Francis some curry out there. Wayne Schimmelbusch, the North Melbourne skipper, played so well last week too. Up it goes, Jones in the front posse. Oh, Glendinning, what a mark! What a magnificent mark by this big West Australia. He'd be about 60 metres out from goal, but the kick wouldn't be beyond him either, I'll tell you that now.
Great kick, isn't he?
It's a long kick going into the goal square. Will it make the distance? The pack fly. Mackay on another beautiful mark by David Mackay. A long hand pass out to Keogh, scouting out well, he's away. Finally gets his kick back out towards the wing position. Easton's there. At the back is Schimmelbusch doing a great job. A hand pass coming back now as Law drives the ball back up towards that half-forward line. Harms misreads the ball that time. Punched away by Bright. Back to Harms again. Over it goes to Buckley. He loses it. And it's picked up now by Cass. And this looks dangerous. A snap for goal. Coming out as Dempsey. Can he mark it? He's got it. Got away from Mackay that time. And he's got a chance to score a goal. And North Melbourne second. That's what they did last week, North Melbourne. Hardly had the ball on their forward line for the first half, but scored every time it went down there. But today's not so lucky. And he's put it out of bounds. 24 minutes gone. And it's 1-4. 10 points Carlton to North Melbourne, 1-1-7. We wait now for the ball to come back into play. Out towards that half-back line. Jones goes for the tap now. It's picked up by Jezelenko. It's a free kick against Jones. It'll go out there to Tanner. He's played very well indeed this first quarter for North Melbourne. He's got the job of tagging Jezelenko, as Peter told you before. Chance for Dempsey again. Can he get there? It's pushed out to Keogh once again, scouting out well. Boots the ball wide. It's out of bounds. It'll be a penalty free kick, I should imagine, out there to Schimmelbusch. About 70 metres out from the goal.
Interesting to see how many kicks Schimmelbusch has had so far in the quarter, Lou. They've been totalling up...
7 kicks so far. That's a good effort. He's played very well indeed. He's on top of Francis. Let's see what Schimmelbusch can do with this one. Dempsey there too, Mackay's there, they're all having a go. I think it could be a mark here to McConnell.
McConnell, the halfback flank for Carlton, defending well, as is Bruce Dool for the Blues in this quarter. In towards the centre, it's all North Melbourne there, but nobody can take the mark, and picked up by Johnston on the rebound. Johnston to right half forward, looks for Fitzpatrick. Sutton picked up by Easton. He's at centre halfback. A long kick up towards the half forward line. Blight climbed all over his opponent and wanted Klump, and I would say Klump will get the free kick, playing in his first finals match since coming from South Australia. And he's done a pretty good job too. And speaking of South Australians, there's a Magarey medalist in Malcolm Blight. Up towards Jones. Looks for Jezza. First kick for the day coming up for Jesselenko as he shrugs off his opponent. Jesselenko fires at the goals. A long kick up towards Dench off the hands of the pack. And Brown couldn't do much about it. And it goes through for another point to the Blues to take them to 1-5. Still leading North Melbourne 1-1. We're now into the time-on period of the first quarter. So a good effort from North Melbourne, although the Blues possibly kicking with the breeze into towards their pocket. Easton.
I think McCann half-marked that too.
Yes, the crowd not really agreeing with the decision as Easton goes towards the centre wing position. Clint Dinning almost took a screamer, and the umpire has played it. And Bruce Doyle lost his headband as it comes out to Michael Young. Young, a last-minute replacement on the Carlton side, fisted away by McCann, back towards Xavier Tanner, who's clear of Johnston. Tanner's at centre half back now, up towards the centre of the ground, and away he goes. Run number 2 for the day by the centre man for North Melbourne, or who was actually tagging Jesselenko, Malcolm Blight. In front of McConville, grabbed and pushed over, I would say almost getting a free kick. Yes, sir. And he plays on straight away. Blight fires it up towards the full forward zone. There's a mark to Melrose. Is he off? No, says the umpire. And Buckley being brought back. Melrose almost within kicking distance. Will come in and fire at the goals. A long kick, the order of the day. Mackay and Dempsey off the hands of the pack and through for 1 point to take North Melbourne now to 1 goal to 8 points. Still trailing Carlton by 3 points.
And we're into the time-on period by about 2 minutes. This will be lucky to go to 28 minutes this quarter. Oh, there's a free kick to Jesselenko against Tanner, who's been one of North. There's the siren, as I predicted. 27 and a half minutes that quarter. 1 goal, 5-11 Carlton to North Melbourne 1-8. And there's no doubt about it, Carlton have had most of the play. I think it's only been down on North Melbourne's forward line about for 5 or 6 minutes of the quarter. And of course they got 1 goal.
Fitzroy by 1 point. That's the first semi-final. Second quarter of the second semi-final now from VFL Park. Jones contesting with Dempsey again, or Dempsey nudged Jones aside and picked up by Ebert, who got bowled over at the crucial time, but he's got a free kick out of it, the former South Australian, and he'll take the free kick from the centre of the ground. Still a South Australian, actually. I think we probably refer to him that way. Or an easy mark missed down there by North Melbourne, picked up by Boys. He makes amends this time. In towards the 10-metre square, Easton from behind. North Melbourne's only goal kicker in the first quarter, and Bruce Dill rushes the ball through for Carlton, or for North Melbourne. And that gives North Melbourne a deficit now of 2 points. 9 plays 11 in the first minute of the second quarter as the ball driven back into play. Out towards the member stand side, Dempsey and Jones. Jones flicks it over the top. Blight's there, picked up by Casson, who's caught beautifully by Buckley and drops the ball. Picked up by Armstrong now. Armstrong a pass. Looks down there at centre wing for Keogh, and he finds him. He's got a 15-metre penalty too, I think. No, play on, says the umpire. Now he has to really go. A chance down there for Armstrong again. Drives the ball up towards Carlton's half-forward zone. Johnston in the thick of things for the Blues. And it's going to be a free kick to North Melbourne to be taken by Stephen Ick, Johnston's opponent in the match today. And he'll take it at right half-back. Stephen Ick. A long kick from him. Dool in front of Glendinning, takes a beautiful mark. Touch number 8 for the game, and his 5th kick coming up. He's got a 15-metre penalty. Bruce Dool, kick number 5. Off the side of the boot, gives a chance down there to the big fellow Dempsey. Takes it at juggle number 3 to Sutton. Alves. A long kick from Alves up over the half-forward line. 2 Carlton players almost collide, but Harms takes the mark. Great judgment in front of McConville. Geez, playing well today, Wayne Harms.
That was a gutsy mark too.
He took a beautiful mark in the first quarter as well. Harms transferring play around towards the half-back flank. Jones, or Jesselenko there, missed it. Picked up by Klomp. Klomp goes for the hand pass to Young, and Young will drive Carlton forward up towards the half-forward zone for the Blues. Ick and Johnston contest. A wild hand pass comes out towards Ick once again. Johnston still in the thick of things. The umpire says a trip and a free kick going North Melbourne's way.
Jones still on the ground there. Let's hope for Carlton's sake that he's not injured, because Jones and Fitzpatrick are key men against Dempsey here today. 15-metre penalty. Stephen Ick again to put that ball back up towards their half full. On Jones on his feet now. Blight flies. He's got the mark. He's played very well. He's had about 8 kicks so far too. Malcolm Blight, a sensation when he lets himself go. Kick by Malcolm Blight is up towards that forward pocket position. Ball Harms flying high again. But he goes down. The umpire called play on. The crowd are not happy about it as Mackay gets it out to Armstrong now. Out there at half back. He's down. He's grabbed by Ebert. Finally, it's a hand pass coming back to Boyce on the boundary line there. He hooks it back looking for Glenn Denning, and Doole's there, but Doole's determined. He won't give up Doole. In goes Simmerbush. He's grabbed by Francis. Down he goes. And a chance from McConville. Carlton Buckley runs into trouble. Over it goes now to Armstrong, and Carlton get it away. Good defensive play by Carlton that time. Down to McClure, but he can't sight him today at all. Picked up by Sheldon. A bad hand pass. Intercepted by Malcolm Blight. Back to Sheldon again. And he's clear, the little fellow, as he shoots it down to that forward line. Coming out as Darryl Sutton takes a good mark. Looks as though the doctor's out there to Jonesy, but the ball coming around that half-forward line now. Picked up by Klopp, over to Young. Punched away by Ebert. He goes after it again. And Ebert, the South Australian, going for a short pass to Boyce. It's a beauty, and Boyce takes it out there about 65 metres out from goal. Jones still in trouble with the trainer there. Let's hope he doesn't go off. Up it goes towards the full forward zone. A good clear mark to Mackay. He doesn't pay it. He's going to ball this up for sure. I thought he could have got that for a free kick, Mackay.
Oh, I thought he played the mark, though.
Jones, he's still looking back, and let's wonder whether he's coming off or not. He's walking around. Umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Fitzpatrick, and he's off like a shot. Down there in that forward pocket. Boots the ball back there to Makio. He overruns the ball. Stan Elms picks it up beautifully. A long hand pass to Ebert, who's got the ball in the forward pocket. A snap towards the goal, but there's no one there. Can Easton get across far enough? Mackay drops the mark, but plays it safe and puts it out of bounds. So at the 4.5-minute mark of the second quarter, with North Melbourne kicking with the breeze, a slight help for North Melbourne. 1 goal, 3-9. 2 points down on Carlton, 1-5-11. And Jones coming off the ground. That's bad luck for Carlton.
Yes, it looks as though it's going to be Fitzpatrick's job now to tag Dempsey as Buckley comes up with the ball close to the boundary line. A high kick out towards Robin Klopp. Dempsey's too tall to him, but can't take the mark anyway. Young to Klopp. That was good football. Now let's see if Klopp can do something with it and get Carlton moving. They badly need to capitalise on their forward moves. Ball scooped out towards Stephen McCann. He hasn't given Mark McClure a touch so far today. Sutton always defends well, but that kick wasn't a good one. Back to McCann, who should be able to make ground and get there. Johnston's holding his hammer and beats him by sheer pace. Johnston up towards Sheldon now. A little Carlton goal sneak. He'll fire up the goals. A pass to Brown is a beautiful one. Right in the 10-metre square. I thought Brown would have played on there.
No, I think he was well covered, but he played it safe.
He certainly did.
Yeah, well, it's better to go back and not take a chance.
He couldn't miss this, surely. He chance for his second goal and Carlton's second. Brown from 10 metres out fires, and it looks okay from here. Yes, sir. Carlton second and Brown second goal. Carlton 2-5-17, leading North Melbourne 1-3-9 points.
Good recovery by Carlton there, because they were in a bit of trouble with Peter Jones in the hands of the trainers and had to leave the ground. Jazelenko now talking to Mackay, possibly thinking that he might bring him on the ball, but he's sending him back down there to the forward line, Mackay. So that's a switch. They've got to get someone there to relieve Jones and help. They're working on Jones there in the pit, as you can see.
His ankle, Lou.
Well, it looks as though it could be that, Pete. And now Mackay will be the second stringer to Fitzpatrick to try and quell Dempsey. And they've done a pretty good job so far. That's a bad man. Simmerbush trying to get it up. Pushed away by Fitzpatrick. He eluded Blight that time. Good sidestep. The ball back there towards the half-forward line. A mark drop that time by Law. A hand pass over the Blight. And Blight's clear. Boots the ball around towards the wing position. Going after Simmerbush. Takes the mark. Nearly ran off, but decided to go back for a kick. A hand pass coming over. A bad one. Can't see for Ebert. He can't press through. He throws the ball away. Finally, it's picked up by Klopp. But the free kick will go against Ebert for Hull, and the ball will go to Wayne Harms. They're throwing it up in the air. So it'll be a free kick to Wayne Harms. He's played very well indeed down there in defence. A short pass. There's Keogh. He's been dropping short all day down there in defence. North Melbourne haven't woken up to it yet. Ball goes back out there to McClure and McCann. This time McClure's got it. He's got to get a free kick at any rate. So McClure was grabbed by the arm. And the free kick going to McClure. Looking for a lead. He balked that time and decided to go for a kick. It's a shocker. Jezelenko in trouble there with Tanner, but Jezza gets it out. Beautiful play by the Carlton coach. Over to Sheldon, up there towards the full forward zone. It's coming around nicely. Will it bounce right? No, it's through for 1 point. And the Blues go to 2 goals, 6-18. A lead of 9 points over North Melbourne. 1 goal, 3, 9 points at the 7, or just on the 8-minute mark. And I'd say it's been a long time since North Melbourne score's been as low as that at this stage of the match, of any match, Peter.
Well, that's right, Lou, but good defence by Carlton. Although had it been 6-2, they made the most of their opportunities. That might be another story. Out of bounds, and it will be thrown back into play on Carlton's right half-forward flank, about 70 metres from their goal. Fitzpatrick and Dempsey. Dempsey winning out, but Keogh's there for Carlton. Almost got a nudge in the back too by Stan Arrolls, and another. And again, we'll see it thrown back into play, or is it a free kick? Yeah, it's a free kick this time. 4 in the back. Keogh, a long way from goal. Will land the ball half forward. Dempsey and Mackay. Mackay flew high, booted forward by Carlton's Buckley up towards the full forward zone. Dench is there, outmanoeuvres Brown on this occasion. And David Dench, plenty of experience there, goes straight down the ground. Or Tanner missed a mark that he should have taken. Gives a chance to Bruce Gould. Hand pass is fired out to Blight, who's caught and drops the ball. The umpire says too high, and it will be a free kick to the Megarian Brownlow medalist. And Fitzpatrick down too, so RG Carlton don't want to lose him. With Perth Jones off the field. More shocking kick by Blight. And Lutz, a fortunate, lands into the arms of Schimmelbusch in the centre of the ground. A long kick from the captain of North Melbourne will put the ball up towards the full forward zone. He does just that, looking for Easton, who gets it, yes! He's outmanoeuvred Southby on 2 occasions for 2 good marks. The first resulted in a goal, and let's see what he can do here. A little bit further out on this occasion, about 30 metres, but nevertheless directly in front. He should be able to goal from there. In he comes. Southby, he fires. What's he done with it? It's 4 points. He really guided that one through, low trajectory and all. So North Melbourne second goal, coming up at the 9-minute mark of the quarter. 2-3-15 to Carlton 2-6, 18 points.
Well, there we have the score. Only, 3 points the difference, and a very low-scoring game indeed. Neither side can get the break, and of course Dempsey's the key to North Melbourne's break from the centre, and he's been well held by Fitzpatrick and Jones until he went off the ground. And of course Carlton have got Mackay down there. He'll be in the forward pocket, change ruck with Fitzpatrick. It's put him out of business again. Fitzpatrick comes down to Young. He can't get a kick. It's picked up by Keogh out to Sheldon. Keogh's been a dangerous player too. Ball out wide and a good mark to Brown, getting away from Dench. He'll be about 50 metres out from goal. Oh, pretty acute angle, and actually he's on the wrong side for a right footer. Kick now in the face of goal. Sutton getting ready to fly. He got his up behind. He couldn't. There's a snap for goal that time. Off target by Mackay, and it's out of bounds. Penalty free kick to go to Casson down there. He was an outstanding player last week, kicking 5 goals. Fitzpatrick and Dempsey. Fitzpatrick's got it. They're giving Dempsey some current today, Pete.
Well, so they are, Lou.
Ball dropping short again. There's It's a mark to McClure. He's been well covered by McCann, but you can see McCann sitting on the ground. He mistimed that completely and fell over. Now, Mark McClure, I think this will be his first or second kick for the match so far. And
he's had about 3, Lou.
3, has he? Well, a couple of them you wouldn't class as kick, because one, the last one, he had only went about 5 feet. He's only about 25 to 30 metres out from goal, directly in front. And of course, this will put Carlton 9 points in front if he can pop this one through. Mark McClure. Firing for Carlton. Let's go. The umpire doesn't have to move. It's right through the middle for his first goal. And Carlton now go to 3 goals, 6-24 to North Melbourne, 2-3-15. And we're approaching the 12-minute mark of the second quarter.
That was a timely mark by McClure as we watch it in replay. And as Lou mentioned, completely outmanoeuvring Stephen McCann. Good judgment by McClure. The Carlton fans are hoping there'll be many more repetitions of that during the course of the afternoon. Carlton leading now. They've led through all the match to date, but of course it hasn't been a big margin. As you can see by the scores, it's a very low-scoring affair in the second quarter of the second semi-final. Dempsey and Fitzpatrick neither really effectively got that away. Here comes the Jesselenko from Schimmelbusch, and Jezza to half forward. Picked up by Jimmy Buckley. He'll fire at the goals from 35 metres out. That's a beautiful snapshot. Or is it just drifting offline? Oh, gee, that was close. That was a great effort, though, nevertheless. But Carlton still can't find their accuracy. 3-7-25 to North Melbourne 2-3-15. It's 10 points the difference as the ball driven back into play towards half-back. Dempsey and Fitzpatrick. The latter trying to twist it away, and another chance for Carlton here as Johnston pounces on it. Up towards the full forward zone again. Mackay through high. Casson tackled by Buckley and drops the ball. Mackay tries some tunnel ball, but can't get it clear of the pack. The umpire said it's going to be a free kick to Carlton, though. And it will be taken by Jimmy Buckley, who's down now. The trainers are running out to somebody. It looks like McCann, is it? I think it might be McCann.
You're right, Pete. It's McCann, yes.
It is McCann, is it? Well, gee, that's a blow for North Melbourne if he's not too good. Anyway, back with Johnston, Buckley, rather. And Buckley will fire at the goals from about 30 metres out. In he comes. What's he done with that one? I think it might be off target, is it? It's 1 point again. Well, no excuses for missing those. We've said it before, so we won't labour the point. 3-8 to 2-3. It's now 11 points the difference in favour of Carlton. Almost a similar story at the MCG last week when Collingwood frittered away chances. Dempsey in front of Fitzpatrick on this occasion. Stephen Hicks there. Two Carlton opponents, though, won't give the ball up. One of them's Fitzpatrick. Johnston backs him up, but the umpire says, let's have a ball up, gentlemen. And it'll take place at right half full.
Just on 14 minutes gone of this second quarter. Carlton 26 points to North Melbourne 15. It'll be Fitzpatrick against Dempsey again. Actually, Dempsey got that out, but not a good one. Jesselenko stumbles. He's grabbed too high, and a free kick will go to Jesselenko. Dempsey's hurt at the moment. There's a bit of bad news for North Melbourne down there on that half-back flank position, and a mark taken here by Law. Looks as though he could be in a bit of pain. He got one in the face, I think. The ball kicked out there now to that wing position. Oh, and a good mark there to Rod Osman, replacing Jones. Dempsey down. Ball out wide now to Mark Keogh, who's been a mighty dangerous player today. He's been all over the place, particularly for playing that loose. Dempsey's back on his feet now as the ball comes out. The Fitzpatrick punched away by Hick, and the ball is out of bounds. Could be a free kick here somewhere along the line. No one knows who's going to get the free kick, least of all the players. It'll be a free kick to David Dench. He didn't even know he was getting it over.
He thought Fitzpatrick had it.
And Fitzpatrick thought that Dench was getting it. So that was a bit of a mix-up by the umpire. The ball out there towards Easton. Kenny Market. Southby's there too. Pushed away by Boyce. Pushed away again. And then we see McConville pouncing on the ball. A long hand pass. A beauty out there to Young. And Carlton doing it well at the moment. As we see Young go away from Blight over to Jesselenko. It doesn't bounce right for him, but he's got it now. Playing low to the ground. He picks it up and shoots it down there towards centre half forward. There's Sutton going with a big punch. Keogh once again. He's upended by Casson. Hey, Gilly, there's no big punch as Johnson finally gets it out to Keogh again. But he's pounced on. Blight gets it, but he shrugs him off. He's clear now. He's going to have a shot for the goals. Can he make the goals or not? Is it coming around enough? No, it's 1 point. And the North Melbourne supporters have a sigh of relief because they're kicking badly. 3-9, 27 Carlton to North Melbourne, 2-3, 15. Just about 16 minutes gone of the second quarter. It's a very low-scoring game, and it could be another short quarter. The last one going about 27.5 minutes. Easton takes the mark out there. Dempsey still looked as though he got a finger in the eye there. That could be pretty dangerous all day, too, because it's pretty hard if you can't see him out there playing football. Up it goes to Bright. He hasn't had a kick yet. Out towards Stan Elms. Young on his tail. The ball is out of bounds on that centre wing position. The North Melbourne attack not functioning very well at the moment. And that Carlton defence is standing up very well. Ably led that this time by Dool. He's doing a great job. Down it comes to Armstrong. He's kicked it off the ground, but it's out of bounds. It'll be another throw-in. Dempsey still down there on that full forward zone. It looks as though he could be okay now. Let's hope so for North Melbourne's sake. Back it goes to Bryant. Not his day today. He misread that one and finally picked up by Armstrong. Down it goes there towards McCann and McClure. McClure comes out. He finally pushes the ball along. Going after it now is Zick. A hand pass over to Jarrell. He's in trouble. He's grabbed around the neck, but he plays on. Down it goes, and Klopp's got the mark at centre field. A hand pass to Keogh and to Buckley, I should say. A long kick up there towards the goals. A chance there for Dench, and a darn good mark over Brown that time.
Dench to Sutton. Both of those can play full-back. Dent's doing the job at the moment, although Brown has got 2 goals. Stan Harold's getting underneath the ball, but the ball was the winner. It's over the line, and it'll be thrown back into play on the outer side, just about in the centre wing position, slightly on Carlton's forward line. There's Easton and McCann. Easton and Fitzpatrick, I should say. Oh, gee, Ebert's having all sorts of trouble picking this up eventually. He does so. Gets it over to McCann this time, away from McClure, his opponent today. To the centre wing position, Young, who's done a great job since he came into the side as a last-minute inclusion. McConville back to Young again, was good football, and Young goes goalwards. A short pass up towards half-forward, looking for McClure, but McCann's there right with him yet again. And he'll clear the ball for North Melbourne, although it's not a long kick. Looks for Malcolm Blight, he's found him. Blight at centre wing, one of the leading kick-getters on the match today. And he fires a pass up towards half-forward and making great ground. There's Glendinning in front of Dool. The doormat's got him, though. Oh, dropping the ball. Picked up by Jesselenko, who gets a nudge in the back for his trouble. Dool, beautiful hand pass to Buckley. Here go the Blues now as Buckley kicks the ball long up towards Brown at full forward. It's all North Melbourne. Fitzpatrick running into an open goal and he pops it through. Well, 2 North Melbourne players full for up there. Dent was one. They both missed it, and Fitzpatrick, given the opportunities, put it through for his first and Carlton's 4th goal. The Blues 4-9, 33. North Melbourne 2-3, 15.
Well, there's the man that caused the damage, Bruce Dill, coming back there. You've got the ball out. You watch him get it out now. And that's where they go ahead, over to Buckley. And, of course, the mistakes these 2 defenders made allowed Fitzpatrick to get the ball through and do an easy goal. 2 North Melbourne players vying for the ball that time, and Fitzpatrick. But Dill, but also a mistake by Glendinning trying to run around Bruce Dill, and that's fatal. He seems to have arms about 4 mile long when you try to break away, and they're pretty strong too. Marcoux and Good getting ready to come on the ground. And now the North Melbourne are in a lot of trouble. They're trailing by 18 points. Out it goes now, and Young misread that one too. It comes back to Dill. He can't pick it up. Finally, it's Young again, a hand pass out to Armstrong. North Melbourne looking a little bit rattled at the moment. There's Casson playing down there on that half-back line as the ball comes out there to Wick. He tries to backpedal out the pack, and Buckley's grabbed him, and the umpire's going to ball it up about 50 metres out from the Carlton goal. They're 4-9 to North Melbourne 2-3. That's the lowest score I've seen North Melbourne have on the board so far to the second quarter any match this year. Buckley again, a snap for goal. Up there to Fitzpatrick and Sutton. Punched away by Sutton and played it safe, and it's through for 1 point. And they go to 4 goals, 10-34. They've had 14 shots to North Melbourne's 5. Actually, they've had about 16. 2 have gone out of bounds. Interchange player coming on, Marcoux. Going off Buckley. I don't know why he's played pretty well. Buckley. Hand pass coming over to Jarrett. Jarrett boots the ball back towards that wing position. North Melbourne fine. There's Blight getting up. Over it goes from Glendinning to Blight. It's got a bounce right at front. He's got it now. He gets a hand pass back to Schimmelbusch. A long shot for goal. Up there towards Dents and Southby. Not Dempsey and Southby, I should say. Picked up by Southby. He's down by Dempsey. And the ball goes out to the boys with Austin right on his tail, but he gets away from him. But the umpires want to said it's out of bounds. It went out of bounds when he kicked the ball, so it'll be down there in the forward pocket.
And Southby was shirt-fronted, actually.
Another interchange coming off
Sutton.
is Sutton, and going back on the ground is Good. That's because of those 2 players running into each other, not talking, I should imagine. Marcoux steps out of the pack but loses the ball. Armstrong backs up well over to Austin down there in the back pocket. Keogh again out there on the boundary line, but he lets this one go, and it's out of bounds on North Melbourne's half-forward line, about 70 metres around from their goal. They're really struggling because they've got no one up there at the forward line to take a mark or do something dangerous. 15 points north to Carlton 34. Ball back into play again. Pushed out that time by Mackay. Marcoux over to Austin. Austin's kick is a high one. Doesn't cover much distance. 2 North Melbourne players spoiling each other again. They could be pulled off. He can't pull the ball off. Finally, it comes over now to Easton from Law. The ball back there towards the forward pocket. Melrose can't get on. I think he's only had 1 kick so far down there in the forward pocket. Austin gets it back to Holmes. And they're doing it very well, Carlton, at the moment. Going after is Mackay. He loses it. Law tries to pick it up. Neither side can get it clear from that half-forward line for North Melbourne. Finally, Law's trying to get it out. The umpire said, I'll ball it up out there on that half-forward line. Down goes, there's a bit of a box up between Caston and Jesselenko. And as you all know, Caston was in that bit of a dust-up last week with Magro, and Magro copped 2 weeks out of it. And they've taken it off for Caston. They've given it to Jesselenko.
Out
it goes now, a chance from McCann. He got one, and so did So did Keogh, and Keogh's disgusted taking the free kick. He said, what about me? I got one in the stomach.
I think Trevor Keogh's right too. Anyway, that's the way the umpire has seen it. And Steve McCann comes out with the free kick for North Melbourne. A great duel between he and McClure. McCann possibly on top at the moment. Knocked away by Clonk. The umpire set a free kick to the Carlton defender, and he'll take that at centre half back for the Blues. Carlton looking good at the moment. If they could kick straight, North would be in more trouble than the early Explorers. We're at half-back, picked up for Carlton now by Barry Armstrong. They're ruck rover, a short pass from him up towards Francis, and Francis couldn't take it. Actually, he got right underneath the ball, gives a chance to Sheldon. Sheldon, Jarrett Watnick's hammer. Now Francis is in the van. If he can do something with it, gets it away, back to Armstrong. Oh, he's fumbling at the crucial moment. Armstrong out of bounds on the full. Now, on the line. It's still on the full. And it'll be a penalty free kick to North Melbourne to be taken by David Ditch.
They've got nothing up forward here, North, have they? They can't just seem to get it together up there on that forward line.
Well, I see Dempsey still resting up there. Lou and he seems injured. Back to the players, David Mackay taking one of those screamers that he's got his name, made his name for. Back to Armstrong, who seems to have had a million touches so far in the match. He fires at the goals, hit the post. Well, Carlton just can't get the ball through the big six at the moment. The same sort of luck beset Collingwood last week. We know what happened to them. Will there be a repetition today? Who knows? We've got over 2 quarters of football to go yet. Kerry Good, his first touch for the match in front of Mackay this time. And he's at centre half back, a little bit short of it. In he comes now. We saw him play in the Commodore Cup last week, full back and full forward, so he can play anywhere. Boys taps the ball out wide, looks for a teammate, but he only finds Jesselenko, who's come into his own in this quarter, getting away from Tanner. A short pass from Jesselenko is good, and the mark is taken down there by Austin. Ebert off for North Melbourne. Over to Clonk. Clonk in turn to right half forward. He looks for a mark down there to Fitzpatrick, but Easton making better position. Takes a very, very good mark, and he'll get a 15-metre penalty.
15-metre penalty, and of course coming on the ground now for North Melbourne is Billy Netterfold. They're really struggling at the moment. They're 20 points down. North Melbourne, out it goes there wide, and a mark here. What is it going to be here? Out of bounds. By golly, Dill's got him well covered, Glendinning, in knowing too well that if this fella gets away, Carlton could be in trouble. And that's the key to their forward line. Pushed out by Glendinning over to Blake. But a very hurried kick, and McConville takes an easy mark for Carlton. Back it goes towards the wing position. A chance now for Easton to mark. He loses that, but the umpire said he got pushed at the back of the head.
Certainly wasn't a mark, was it?
And the crowd are saying on a pig's ear it was, but still he's got it. The umpire blew the mark before he got there, actually. Back it goes now. Sutton up there at the full forward zone. He couldn't hold the mark. They've changed their side around. Melrose gets it out to the boys. He's grabbed by Dool. Back it goes to McConville. Punches it out well to Young out there at half-back. And they're clear again, Carlton. A left-foot kick and a chance for Easton to mark again. If he's good enough, no, Mackay's in the way. But Blake backing up. It'll be a freak. The umpire said play on.
Play was held.
Back it goes there, and Boyce has got the mark. It was held there, Mackay, but the umpire didn't see that one. So we see the ball kicked up there towards Dempsey. At the back of Sutton. Can he mark it, or can Dempsey mark it? No, well played by Southby. Got him well smothered. And of course, Dempsey's having a dirty day today after being an outstanding player last week.
He hasn't been in the ruck for about 10 or 15 minutes, Lou.
Well, he's had his, someone poked their finger in his eye. I suppose he's still recovering from that. Dempsey and Fitzpatrick. Dempsey got it out to Casson, but he can't get clear. Pushed away by Netterfold, and again by Fitzpatrick. Down it goes to Harms, and then we see Harms getting away from Tanner. What a brilliant player this little fellow is. He's built like a tank, and he gets the ball down to the half-forward line. Brilliant play by the little fellow. But there's good in the way. Boots the ball back. It's a bad kick. Harms again. He overruns that one. Blight's got it. He can't pick it up. He had a bit of a sidestep that time. And it's picked up by Harms again. And Harms goes for the kick, but that's smothered. By golly, they're both making mistakes. It couldn't be nervousness up to this stage of the match. Finally, Harms taps it over the wrong bloke. It's Hick picking it up. Over to Blade, out there on that wing position. He had a bit of a fumble then, too, as the ball goes down there towards that half-forward line. Glendinning or Fitzpatrick, McConville, who is it going to be? McConville. He's going to play it to McConville. Kicks it out wide, looking there for Keogh, but it's a bit long. Keogh gets the first smother there, but the umpire's found a free kick interference again against Carlton. The free kick will go to Easton, the Carlton supporters, and they're here in their thousands too, are going quick over to Malcolm Blake. Played very well for North. The kick up there towards the full forward zone, but there's no one to take a mark at the moment. It's too long for Dempsey. Southby goes for the punch. Here's a go now for Sutton, but he's not fast enough, and the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket position. And listen to that Carlton crowd giving the umpire some curry there. got a big following, Carlton. Dempsey and Fitzpatrick. Look at Fitzpatrick getting in front and getting the knockout. He certainly knows how to play Dempsey. Marcoux picked it up. And back it goes there, and Stan Ellis has got the mark. The veteran of the North Melbourne side. Man about 34 years of age. Short pass, and it's a good one, but they don't mark it North. Ball pushed back there to Glendinning. A bit of fancy footwork. A left foot snap for goal. And what's the result? I think it's through for full points. Yes, sir. And that's relieved the pressure a little bit for North Melbourne. Carlton 4 goals, 11, 35. They've had about 17 shots for goal. To North Melbourne 6, 3 goals, 3, 21. And we're at the 27.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Not very long to go, I'd say, Pete.
No, probably be a little bit longer than the first quarter, Lou, but North Melbourne having a string of luck with some of the umpiring decisions down there, finally getting it through for a goal. Anyway, good play by Glendinning, but he hasn't got away from Bruce Dool on all that many occasions. And Dool, I would say, one of Carlton's best players. Easton doing ruck in the centre now with Fitzpatrick as we await the bounce. Easton got it out, but not too far. White goes in hard for North Melbourne and is giving away a free kick, I would suggest. In fact, it's going Carlton's way to be taken by Trevor Keogh. Keogh with a long kick, looks from McClure. McCann's right with him. Sheldon pops the ball out to Armstrong. Very cleverly done. Law's right with him. He fires off target and bouncing just inside the line. So Carlton having the ball in their forward pocket. But once again, the North Melbourne defenders putting their forwards under a lot of pressure. Quarter close to siren time. Carlton badly leading the goal here while they've got the ball in their pocket. Let's see if they can do just that. No, they can't because the siren is gone. And at half-time, we've got Carlton 4 goals, 11, 35 to North Melbourne 3-3-21.
Well, that's a very good quarter by Carlton, except for their kicking for goal. That let them down, but let's... Carlton, of course, have got a very strong defence where Dool is really starring. It's the first time that Glendinning's broken away from him, and of course he kicked the goal. Southby's got him well covered, but I think the real feature of this match here is the way that Fitzpatrick has been handling Dempsey, and of course Dempsey had a bit of bad luck of getting a poke in the eye with a finger and had to spend a majority of that quarter down there on the forward line. But where they're failing badly is up there in attack. They don't seem to have anyone to take a mark or break away like they normally do. But this was the pattern of play last week, except that they did a lot better. They kicked goals. And we saw some good play by Carlton, particularly Harms down there. He was backing up Dool very well. And as I said before, Fitzpatrick doing a great job in the ruck against Dempsey, or whoever he's got to go against. And down there on the forward line of Carlton, they look a bit dangerous. Keogh scouting around all over the place. And the little men have been a little bit dangerous today too, and always looked the better side. North Melbourne to me in that. I think Dempsey's off the ground.
Okay, with the second half from VFL Park. Carlton leading in a very low-scoring game. This could be the quarter that wins or loses the match for either side. Jesselenko, an attack of the fumbles, unusual for him, but the umpire has decided once again to have a ball up just a couple of metres adjacent to the centre circle.
Now the mountain is resting on young Easton, number 1 for North Melbourne, the ruck duel.
Fitzpatrick to McClure. Law tries to go through. Easton taps it back to Melrose, who's been very quiet so far today, but on the other hand, he's got a few mates that would fit into the same category in North Melbourne Guernseys. Francis and Schimmelbusch, both over the line, likewise the ball, and I think it will be thrown back into play, yes. But it might have been a free kick for one moment. Easton and Fitzpatrick will contest the ruck duels. Easton got that one out, taken by Armstrong. A short kick from Armstrong up towards half forward, and a nudge out there. Free kick to Law. Yep, no doubt about that whatsoever. A good decision by the umpire. Law gives it to Melrose, who decides to go for a run across the half-back line. Now up towards the centre square. He fires a pass taken by Casson in front of Harms on this occasion. Casson's on the centre wing position. Will drive North Melbourne into attack. Look for a mark down there. Ebert takes it in front of McConnell. North Melbourne looking a little bit better so far early in the third quarter. But as it's early days yet, we'll need a few more minutes to get any impression. Close to the goal line and just drifting offline and through for 1 point. So the first score of the second half to North Melbourne, taking their total to 3-4-22, still trailing Carlton 4-11-35 as we wait the ball to be driven back into play. A long kick by Southby, lands it across the half backside, and Fitzpatrick should have taken that mark. Johnston goes for the long hand pass and gets it over to Young.
Well, it's Young breaking clear, a hand pass coming over to Wayne Harms. He'll land this well up towards the goal square. He could even kick a goal. He lets fly into the goal square she goes. Punched away from Mackay. Going after it now is Law. He tries to smother it. Now he's picked it up. A wild hand pass. He didn't have anyone to punch it to. A chance for Sheldon to grab it there. High kick back towards the full forward zone. McCann and McClure punched away again. It could be a goal here. What's happening? It's forced through that time by David Dent and a point to Carlton. By Gilly, that was tension football. We noticed that Harms has got his hand pretty heavily strapped.
Yeah, it's been strapped all day, though.
Has it? Well, okay. 4:12:36. Carlton to North Melbourne 3:4:22. 2.5 minutes gone. The ball out there on the half-back line. Law trying to get out. The umpire said hold the ball against him, and once again it's Trevor Keogh. Playing a great game for Carlton. Drops it short. Punched away well by Good. Nearly took Mackay's ear off that time. It's picked up by Buckley. A running shot for goal. Will he make the distance? It's a long kick. It's a beautiful kick for a goal. No, it's a 1 point. By golly, that was close, Peter.
I had it already marked down.
4:13. 37 Carlton. To North Melbourne, 3:4:22 as we wait now for the ball to come back into play. Dempsey off the ground. There's Blight going over. A good mark taken here by Law at half-back. Dempsey off the ground, as I said before. The mantle resting on Easton. Knocked over that time. Back there, a chance now for Schimmelbusch. He's grabbed it, not Netterfold, I should say. He was grabbed a bit high, and the umpire said a free kick. He goes for a quick pass here. It's okay. And it's a good mark by Boyce. Back to Netterfold again. And North Melbourne get it over their half-forward line. Glenn Denning going for it. Punched away by McConville. He goes down. Pushed out by Dool again. Over to Buckley. Back to Francis. Out to Jezelenko. All coming back there from Dool as Jezelenko drives the ball over the half-forward line. Oh, nearly a mark for Good, but he couldn't hold it. Now McClure's clear. A snapshot for goal. But he's off target. That's through for 1 point. They're putting the pressure on North Melbourne now, knowing that Dempsey, their star ruckman's off the ground. This is the time to go for it. 4 goals, 14-38 Carlton to North Melbourne, 3:4:22. 4 minutes gone of this third quarter.
Yes, we're both number one ruckman off the ground. That's Jones for Carlton and Dempsey for North Melbourne. Out towards the half-back line. Hick tried a one-hand-out chance for Johnston, almost thrown out to Young. Young's at right half forward and fires at the goals. How's that, Martin? That looks a little bit better. That's a goal. At long last. The drought is broken. Carlton go further ahead. They lead by 2 goals 10 on 7th big lead. Carlton 5-14, 44, leading North Melbourne 3-4-22. And I'm sure you'd agree with me, Lou, when I say that Young has done a splendid job replacing Ashman in the selected side.
No worries about it. You won't get an argument from me, Pete, on that one.
And North Melbourne looking a little bit sick at the moment.
There he's in the screen, and of course that other boy's played very well too, besides Fitzpatrick, the young kid down there. Well, not the young fellow, the veteran, Keogh.
Keogh's done an excellent job. One of Carlton's leading kick getters, Fitzpatrick and Easton, who wins out on this occasion on the shoulder, says the umpire. And the free kick will go Carlton's way to Fitzpatrick, and listen to the Carlton fans roar. Beautiful kick by the road scholar. Brown from behind, almost grabbed the mark. He's paid it. Oh, Dent's not too happy. I think it would have just about been a mark, but anyway, the umpire's closer than we are. And Brown, who's already kicked for Carlton 2 goals, has a chance to bring up his third. He will be a long way out from goal, about 50 metres. In he comes, directly in front though, through the shadow of the light pylons. It's accurate enough. Is it long enough? I think so. Yes, sir. 2 goals in a minute and a half. The Carlton put them further ahead. Let's check the scoreboard. It's Carlton 6-14-50, leading North Melbourne 3-4-22.
Well, that's a great lead of 28 points, and now North Melbourne not looking too good at all. It's back to the centre. Fitzpatrick against the young fella, Easton. Fitzpatrick doing a great job on the run. Bad luck for North. Dempsey off the ground with a finger in the eye.
But Jones is off too, Lou.
Jones is off the ground too, yes, and he was doing well when he was on the ground, Peter. It's Fitzpatrick again, down there to McCann. He can't get clear. It's a hurried kick, and Young's got it. A hand pass coming out of McClure. There's a goal coming up for Shaw, I would say. He fires, and he's put it through. And that's his second goal.
Purple patch for the Blues.
A purple patch, 7-14-56 Carlton to North Melbourne. 3 goals, 4-22. It's a long time since we've seen that score on the board for North Melbourne. Into the third quarter, a big match. Just on 7 minutes. There's Barassi. What can he do about these Superoos? Max Ritchie sitting next to him. Can he pull one of his magic tricks out of his bag? We don't know. We'll have to wait because there's a long way to go before this game's over yet. But the Blues are looking $1 million. I reckon those Bluebirds will be dancing their feet off at the moment. We go back to the centre bounce. Up she goes. Knocked out there by Fitzpatrick. Oh, Alf didn't go in hard enough for that one, and the umpire has found a free kick. And the free kick will go to Johnson. Everything's going Carlton's way at the moment. Now it's the other way around. This time it'll go to Wigan. Listen, those Carlton supporters going quick about that. All over the centre half forward position for North Melbourne. They've got no one up there in attack. There's Glenn Denning taking a screamer. And they badly need a goal now, North Melbourne. They're going to come back into this game. Up she goes. Klopp with a chance. He's got the mark. No one down there at all, that full forward zone for North Melbourne. Klopp goes for a pass out to McConville. He fumbles. Schimmelbusch goes after, tries to grab it, pushes it out towards that half forward line, and it's out of bounds. 7.5 minutes gone. 7:14 Carlton to North Melbourne 3-4. We wait now for the ball to come back into play. It'll be Glendenning and Fitzpatrick. Knocked out by Fitzpatrick. Booted away by Francis. Out there wide. Going after it now is Young, but beaten for the ball that time by Law. Showing plenty of pace. Picks it up in a bit of trouble. A hand pass out to East, and it bounces right from out there on the wing, but he better kick it. He does. And it's a mark to Ebert. Ebert's got the mark out there on that half forward line, about 70 metres out from the goal. Up it goes now. Boyce trying to get into position. Punched away from Austin. Punched away by Netterfold. Glendenning's grabbed. He can't get out. Netterfold's got him. Runs into Glendenning. He can't get there. Making mistakes down there in attack. North Melbourne Klopp on the boundary line, and Carlton get it away as a hand pass. Comes out to McConville. They take it away from the danger zone. Oh, they all had a look, the two North Melbourne players then, but luckily for them, Easton's coming in to pick it up.
Big North Melbourne ruckman now. Tries the hand pass. North valiantly trying to get their play moving. McCann goes for the long kick. Two Carlton players are there, and one of them should have been played the mark. Ebert, in the meantime, scouting well, boots it up towards Sutton at half forward or full forward, and he takes the mark.
Well, that was a bad mistake by Carlton. Two players fighting for McConville and Fitzpatrick, but I thought it might have been a mark to Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned in the call there, I thought it could have just about been played. He did play a mark to Peter Brown, who held the ball a similar length of time up on Carlton's full forward zone about 5 minutes ago. Anyway, that's how we saw it. The umpires saw it differently, and they're the one that counts. So, Sutton, 30 metres out, on an angle, has a chance to bring up North Melbourne's fourth goal, and their first for the quarter. In he comes and fires. The goal umpire has not moved. I would suggest it's full points. It is, and North Melbourne come just that little bit closer. A badly needed one. North Melbourne 4-4-28. Carlton 7-14-56. And Sutton has been moved to full forward. He started the game at full back or in the back pocket. So we've got two great full backs playing on each other, Sutton and South.
Well, he was shifted there just before half-time, Pete, but they've got to have someone there to take him up because that's where they've been falling down all day.
Well, I'm sure that the Carlton Brains Trust will be having a few words to the players that clashed before. That was McConville and Fitzpatrick, because that's how they ultimately got the goal. Easton to Jesselenko. Jesselenko kicks it short towards half forward. No mark played there, and the umpire called play on pretty quickly. A chance for McCann, scouting run across the half back line for North Melbourne. A short pass over the head of Ebert. Let's see who he's looking for down there. Schimmelbusch and Francis do battle. Francis gets the better bounce, but handballs it to the wrong man, intended for Keogh. It comes back to Law. Law away from Keogh now, drives the Kangaroos forward. Glendenning and Dool. Klopp. And Nettelfold, or Klopp gets pushed in the back and held, but not in possession, and he should get the free kick. In fact, he is going to get it at the centre wing position for the Blues. He's been a very serviceable player today. Looks for Fitzpatrick over his head, knocked away from McClure. There's Stephen Ick. Owls. Owls in the centre. Oh, beautifully done, Stan Owls across to McCann. North Melbourne looking a little bit better now with some teamwork. Southby and Sutton. Oh, gee, flew high. Sutton a shot at the goals. Will it bounce through? Yes, it does! Sutton 2 goals in 2 minutes, and North are back in the game. So on Sevens Big League, it's 5-4-34. North Melbourne, Carlton 7-14-56.
That was a beautiful shot for goal by Sutton. He actually let that spiral through. He kept it low so it wouldn't bounce the wrong way. And it's through for a goal, and it's put them back into the game. There it is again. You watch it. Look at that, very low, and it rolls nicely for him. And through for full points, and so he should put his hands up in the air too. That was a real great goal. That's the one that sort of lifts the side too. So it's back to the centre now. It'll be Mackay against Easton. He's got to carry this ruck in his own today because Dempsey's off the ground. Only a young fellow. Knocked out that time by Mackay. Oh, Sheldon fumbled that one. A chance now for Johnson to get it gets it up. It's not a very good hand pass. Young's grab it, tries to get it out. Now it's Johnson breaking clear and Carlton swinging to attack. It's a long kick up there to the full forward zone. It'll beat Dents, but it goes off target and through for 1 point. Oh, can you breathe a sigh of relief, North Melbourne? 7:15 Carlton to North Melbourne, 5-4. 12 and a half minutes, or just on 12 and a half minutes gone of this third quarter. And this very big crowd of over 70,000 are enjoying every minute of this great game. Ball out there by Dents, not a very good kick. It falls a bit short. Fitzpatrick lost sight of that one. Going after his law. He's grabbed by Fitzpatrick. Now they're all piling on top of the ball. There's Armstrong getting it out to Fitzpatrick. A chance for a standing shot for a goal. Let's see the result. It's a good one. Is it through enough? Could be a free kick here. Let's see what happens.
That's a goal.
It's a free kick to North Melbourne. Oh, the crowd are going mad at the umpire. Look at the crowd having something to say to the umpire. So Dents to get the free kick. Let's put them still in the game, North Melbourne. The ball out there to the half-back flank position. The pack flies, a million going up for Schimmelbusch, tries to pick it up. He's clear now. A hand pass over to Casson. And North Melbourne looking a lot better as the ball goes out wide. A chance for Malcolm Blight in front of McClumble. He takes the mark and he's off pretty quickly. Looking for a lead. Boyce has got it. And they're looking $1 million again, North Melbourne. They're coming back into this game. Of course, that was a bit of bad luck for Carlton, missing that goal. Running on Boyce to fire. It's a good long kick, doesn't quite make the distance. Punched away by Dool. Chance now for Ebert, he overruns the ball. Melrose is there, he can't pick it up. They're all having a damn. Melrose gets up, he's down again. Metaphol gets it out over to Ebert, a snap for goal. What's the result? It's through for 1 point. So it's Carlton 7:15:57 to North Melbourne 5:35, approaching the 14-minute mark of this third quarter.
Action-packed third quarter it is too, with both sides scoring goals. Both sides defending pretty desperately. The ball driven out towards the half-back line. Easton from the back. I don't know that. That's a free kick. He's played it to Mackay on the shoulder. Mackay goes for the short pass, looking for Keogh. One of Carlton's best players, and he's got a panicker move in Trevor Keogh. Fires the ball down, looking for a lead at half-forward. Fitzpatrick, for whom it was intended, went over. Alves back to Casson. Ebert. Ebert's caught with the ball, too slow. Easton back to Ebert again. Ebert now from the centre field area. Drives it down towards half-forward, and there's Wayne Hahn. A great defender today for Carlton. Takes yet another mark. He's a right half-back. Torpedo punt kick. Casson from behind, but a judgment takes the mark. And he'll relieve the pressure for the Kangaroos. A short kick from him. Harms to the high, couldn't take the mark. The chances for Owls. Glendinning Shepherds. He centres the ball, looks for a mark down there, and Boyes has got it. Well, North Melbourne really lifting their game after Carlton got 3 very quick goals on the board. And Morris Boyes, who has not kicked a goal so far today. Max Ritchie and Ron Barassi, like 2 poker players down on their luck. What's he done with this one? I think he's missed it. 1 point. So indeed they are down on their luck. Barassi on the phone, so we might see a move coming up quickly. Let's check the scores. It's 5-6-36. Carlton 7-15-57. 21 points the difference. The Blues still with a handy lead as Austin drives the ball back into play towards the outer side of the ground. Francis over the back to Jeselenko. His tag Tanner is still with him. McCann and McClure, the 2 Macs. McClure didn't do much that time. Jarrett tries to go through but lost the ball in so doing. McClure almost threw it out to a teammate. And Carlton driven forward now by Buckley to full forward. Oh, Gino mark there. Play on, says the umpire. A chance for the big trigger Fitzpatrick. The kick is smothered though. Here's a little goal sneak. Sheldon, can he get around Stephen Hick? He does. And also the umpire and fires. That's a goal. Oh, great effort. Sheldon, they called him the goal sneak, and that he is. 8-15-63 Carlton. North Melbourne 5-6-36.
Well, they're doing it pretty well, Carlton. They're coming back. 27 points in front, and we're into this quarter by 16 and a half minutes.
Who's out there, Lou, for North Melbourne? A player down on the ground.
Well, we'll try and pick him up, Pete. They're calling for the doctor, I should imagine. The player doesn't look too good. It could be Wayne Schimmelbusch, is it? Yes, it is Wayne Schimmelbusch. That's a bit of bad luck. Knocked out by Mackay. Back it goes towards McCann. He can't get it out. It's out to Keogh, who's been a dangerous player today. Now it goes towards Brown. He smothers it well. He's away from his opponent. Dents. He turns and fires. It's not. Is it coming around enough? No, it's 1 point, but they're bombarding the goals, Carlton. They've got an answer for North Melbourne today. 8 goals, 16, 64, Carlton. For North Melbourne, at the moment, 5-6-36. Ball back into play again. There's Malcolm Black going for a bit of a run. Around that to that half-back line, goes for a pass. Had a good mark taken there by Young. As Peter said before, played very well indeed for Carlton today, replacing Ashman because he couldn't take the field today. Pack fly, they all miss that one as they're going out for Stephen Eck to pick it up. If he's good enough, he's clear. A hand pass over to Casson. Back it goes to Billy Netterfold. And there we see Jarrett take the ball away, but it's a shocking kick and Francis gets an easy mark. They're making plenty of mistakes today, North Melbourne. The ball over the centre half forward possession. And Density's a free kick here to Fitzpatrick against Dick for interference. Even then, two North Melbourne defenders spoil each other then.
They collided, yeah.
And a chance now. Let's see what he can do with this one. He's only about, be about 25 metres out in front, almost dead in front, and he's already kicked 1 goal.
Schimmelbusch back on his feet, Lou.
Schimmelbusch back on his feet. That's good news for North Melbourne because they'll need every man they've got to beat Carlton here today. The kick by Fitzpatrick. The umpire doesn't even move. It's right through the middle. And of course, Carlton looking good now. 9 goals, 16, 70. A lead of 34 points over North Melbourne. 5 goals, 6-36. And we're at the 18.5-minute mark of this third quarter. And it looks as the way they're going. It's a long way to go, Pete, but it must be a nice feeling for Carlton supporters and their administrators and the players because they're going pretty strongly for the grand final, aren't they, to play in that?
They've kicked 5 goals, 5 this quarter. North Melbourne, on the other hand, have added only 2 goals. And so Carlton very much their quarter at the moment. North Melbourne have actually never won a second semi-final. Jesselenko over to Sheldon. Intercepting was Schimmelbusch. Couldn't do much with the ball, though. I think it might be a ball up. Yes, they've lost, I think, the last 5 second semi-finals and played in the last 5 preliminary finals, therefore, the North Melbourne side. But, of course, they won the premiership in 75 and 77. Back to Malcolm Black. Schimmelbusch beats him to it, though. Across the half-back line. In fact, it's up over the centre now. Southby coming in a little bit too late. Chance for Morris Boys. He's grabbed by Gould. Still got his kick in. Very close to the boundary line. In fact, it'll go over. And we'll see it thrown back into play in the North Melbourne forward pots. Carlton doing all the attacking this quarter. North had a little purple patch there when they got a couple of quick goals to Darryl Sutton, but by and large it's been the Blues' term. Mackay and Glendinning. Mackay got it out. Nettelfold. A high kick back towards the forward pocket. Could be a mark for Carlton down there to McConville, and Casson upended him. He's got a 15-metre penalty. It's a play-on call now. Harms at half-back. A long hand pass to Young. Young and Narrows. The old fella can't catch him. He made pretty good ground, though, didn't he? Up towards the full forward zone. Again, 2 North Melbourne players spoiled each other, but I think Brown's given away a free kick, and it'll be taken by Kerry Good for North Melbourne. Good and Ditch. Good with the kick towards half-back. Chipping in is Melrose. A very quiet player today for the Kangaroos. Around he goes across the half-back flank. Towards the centre, fires the ball long, looks down there for Glendinning, who's in front of Bruce Doyle on this occasion, but he can't take it. Dropping the ball, it's a free kick to North Melbourne to be taken by Glendinning against Armstrong. North Southby flew high, gives a chance to Boys. Boys over to Casson. Can he score his first goal for the day? He got 5 last week. North Melbourne player went down like a sack of spuds. It's out of bounds on the full in the meantime from Casson.
He's got the best whack in the jaw you've ever seen in your life for a long time, Schimmelbusch. The ball dropped short now. There's Wayne Harms playing a great game in defence. Well, they've got many great players today, Carlton. They're playing as a champion team. Back to the centre. McClure's got one at the time. He's starting to get on top of McCann. A hand pass coming over to Armstrong. Will it bounce okay? He can't pick it up. Now he's got it away from Stephen Eck. A hand pass to Johnson. This looks mighty dangerous. He's going for a long shot at the goals. Up it goes. It could be through. I think it might be. It's a goal. Yes, a goal. They're starting to kick them from anywhere now. So it's 10 goals, 16, 76 Carlton. This is a great quarter. I think that's their 6th goal for the quarter for North Melbourne. 5-6-36. They're going to a standstill at the moment at the 21.5-minute mark. Let's have a look at that goal again.
6-5 they've kicked, Lou.
6-5 for the quarter. There we see it go, the dust bowl and all coming up, and Fitzpatrick elated with that one. Back to the centre now. North Melbourne really in the hot seat. It's a long way to go, but Carlton looking very, very good indeed. Knocked out by Mackay. Back to Shimmerbush. He's back on his feet after getting one in the face. Grabbed here this time, the captain and coach, Jezelenko, on a free kick to Shimmerbush. Shimmerbush gets that ball over the half-forward line. Sutton trying to make position. Got his hands, but couldn't hold the mark. Now Cassin's free. Has a snap for goal. A chance here for Boys to mark. He does a good mark indeed. He's off. He's grabbed. Oh, what was that for tackling? Well tackled, Carlton. Had holding the ball against him.
Oh, great decision.
Great tackling that time by McConville. Beautiful technique, because Boyce was clear, and a mark here to Klopp out there at half-back. By golly, they're playing desperate football, Carlton. Out it goes wide, and it's Keogh breaking loose, and he gets away from Law very easily as he boots the ball back, looking for Francis, who goes for the punch. That time it'll be a free kick out there to North Melbourne, and Shimmerbush to take the free kick. By golly, that was a great tackle that time by McConville, because that was a sure goal coming up for North, Peter.
Yes, Boys just didn't see him, and he grabbed him. There was no way. It was like a vice, those arms there. Short pass. Goes into the arms of Armstrong to Klomp. He's on the centre wing position. In he goes towards the centre and past Malcolm Blunt. Oh, he can go for a mile. A short pass up towards the full forward zone. Nobody there. It was over the head of McClure. Now he gets there. Right with him is Kerry Good. Oh, he got tripped up. McClure. He could almost get a free kick, but none coming. Johnston right on the boundary line, who kicked a beautiful goal before. Screws it back towards the goals, but it's touched either through for a point. And it will be a behind the Carlton to 10-17. 77 leading North Melbourne 5-6-36. North Melbourne this quarter batted only 2 goals, 3, whereas Carlton have kicked over 6 goals. Dench from fullback, this time going pretty well straight up the field, intending towards the member stand side. McCann. Put the big fellow on the ball, have they? And as he still with McClure. There's Young anyway, picking it up right on the boundary line. He'll fire for Carlton. Dench in front, the ball knocked away from him. Here's the little goal sneak again. Sheldon running in and fires. What's he done with it? There might be a free kick in the meantime, though. Let's see who it's going to. It'll be a North Melbourne free kick, I believe. And let's see who's going to take it. It could be David Dench. Yes, it is. Dench from full back. Towards the half-back flank out of side. Behind is Francis. Ball knocked down. Taken by Melrose. Klomp and Nettelfold. Nettelfold getting the front posse. Now it's Klopp's turn. Oh, well done. Robert Klomp, superb. To Jezelenko. Great football. The worm with a hand pass. Jez's Boys really firing at the moment. It's taken away by Buckner. Oh, a chance for McClure here behind the pack. A snapshot for goal. Is off target though. And through for only 1 point. Well, Carlton now wasting more opportunities, but still a handy lead. Nevertheless, 10-18, 78 to 5-6-36. Carlton leading by 42 points.
We're at the 25-minute mark of this third quarter, and Carlton looking very good indeed. They're playing strong football. They're determined. They're really attacking those goals. Out it goes to Malcolm Blunt. A hand pass to Melrose. Dropping it short, looking for Billy Nettelfold, but Klomp's there right on his back. He won't give him an inch at all. He takes it on the line, and it's out of bounds, out there on the centre wing position. They've had about, what, 28, 32, about 33 shots to North Melbourne's 11 or 12 shots for goal. So that's how far they're in front, all over the ground. No one up there to take the big mark as Blight gets the ball down there towards that half-forward line. Cassin showing desperation. A long hand pass for Boyce. He should go for a long kick. He's going to go for a run. He better let it fly now. What's the result? It's right across there, and I think it could be through for 1 point. So at the moment, they're 10 goals, 18, 78 Carlton to North Melbourne. 5 goals, 7-37, approaching the 26-minute mark of this third quarter. Waiting there for the ball to come back into play. Carlton supporters would be delighted with Carlton's form, but I'm not too sure about the North Melbourne ones. Meets the pack this time. A chance for Blight to pick it up there at centre half forward. Taking a while to kick it. He better get rid of it. Armstrong's right on his tail there. Up it goes now. Stan Alves trying to grab a mark. Glenn Denning gets a hand pass, but it's to the wrong man, out to Austin. And they're making a lot of mistakes as the ball is forced out of bounds against the North Melbourne point post. Up there, I'll tell you what, they seem to be hopeless. They've got no idea of playing forward work at the moment, Peter.
Haven't got anybody at all, Lou.
No, they put Sutton up there in desperation for someone to take a mark, but he can't do anything. And of course, Glenn Dennings has got his hands full trying to get away from Bruce Dill. There's Young showing a lot of pace and getting away from his opponents that time out there at half-back. Goes for a pass, and McClure flying, but's got the mark. In front of Good this time. He's out there on the wing position. Hand pass coming over now, and the ball driven up there by Buckley across to centre half forward. Oh, the mark dropped by Easton, but the umpire might pay this. He's paying the mark, and the Carlton supporters not too happy about it.
It's a top ball, wasn't it?
27 minutes gone, and 10-18, Carlton to North Melbourne, 5-7. The ball out there on that half-back line. Malcolm Byde was pushed in the back. I don't know if the umpire saw that or not. Out of bounds, or was it a free kick? Let's see what the result will be. It's a free kick down the ground there, a penalty free kick. It'll go to Wayne Harms. Thought he might have been pushing the back, Malcolm Blight, Peter.
He was, Lou.
Umpire said, OK, it's clear as the ball goes back now. Oh, easy mark dropped by Good. McClure gets a hand pass to Sheldon, and he's running for an open goal and fires, but he's off target and through for 1 point. So they go to 10 goals, 19-79 for North Melbourne. Still static there on that score at 5 goals, 7:37, approaching the 28-minute mark of this third quarter.
Gisavenko told us on 7 News last night the third quarter could be the decider, and how right he was. Picked up by Francis in the forward pocket, looking for a lead. He looks for Sheldon. He's just about got it, but Stephen X there with him. Will he pay the mark or will he not? I think he has. Kenny Sheldon with the mark. Sheldon will go back for a shot at goal. He's already kicked one today. He's usually pretty good on the run, this fellow. And by gee, they've got some good small minute Carlton, haven't they? Sheldon, Johnston, Keogh, Armstrong, Ashman, who's not playing today, and Young. What a great effort he's made since he came into the side as a last-minute inclusion. And I'm leaving out Alex Marcoux as well. In he comes now, Sheldon. He fires at the goals. What's he done with that one? That looks okay from here. Full points to Carlton. They go further ahead on 7's big lead. North Melbourne 5-7-37. Carlton 11-19-85. Well, it looks as though North Melbourne's jinx of a second semi-final will continue. There's the Blues going right away from them. North Melbourne haven't won the second semi-final. In fact, they'll be playing, it looks like, in the preliminary final next week.
Not a bad sort of a lead to go in that last quarter with Peter, 48 points so far. We're getting pretty close to, because we're at the 29-minute mark of it.
There's just about three-quarter time, although it will be a lengthier quarter than the previous two because of the amount of goals scored, most often, of course, by Carlton. In ruck, it's going to be McCann now against Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick wins it, looks down there for Sheldon. The ball fisted away back into the arms of Ebert, who redirects play to half forward. Southby missed a mark. That's unusual for him, but he does recover. Straight down the ground. Jeff Southby looks for McClure. Goods there with him. Harms, here he goes. Wayne Harms knocks the ball cleverly forward, but over the boundary line, and it'll be thrown back into play right half forward for Carlton.
Well, out of bounds. Gee, he's a strong player, Harms. He's built like a tank. He's only about 5'8". I'd hate to run into him in a dark night. In a small alleyway, you'd never get out. Back she goes again. Knocked out by Mackay. Pushed away again by Jarrett. Oh, well played by McClure. Over to Harms again. He lets fly. It's up there to full forward it goes. Brown gets under that one. There's three North Melbourne defenders. David Dent's picking it up out there on that half-back line. Out towards the wing. Down goes France. This is giving Simmelbush an open go out there on the wing. He'll go for a bit of a run. Finally goes for a pass, looking for Glenn Denning. He's got away from a duel that time and takes the mark out there at half forward. It'll be a 15-metre penalty, but that's well wasted by Dill, because it gave his teammates a chance to pick up their opponents.
Almost brought him within kicking distance.
Yes, but it's a difficult shot. It's a pretty acute angle, and he's on the wrong side for a right footer, but he's usually a pretty good kick. In North Melbourne, it would be the understatement of the year to say they badly need a goal at the moment. He fires. Doesn't even make the distance. Fitzpatrick, Boyce trying to pick it up. They're all having a dip there, and what's the umpire going to do is ball it up right on the edge of the goal line. 11-19, Carlton playing a great quarter, kicking 7 goals for the quarter. North Melbourne 5-7. Knocked out again by Casson. Glenn Denning going after it now. He's a left foot snap for goal. It won't make the distance. Oh, good mark to Southby. Well judged indeed. The hand pass coming over to Austin. They're doing as they like. North Melbourne down there on that forward line are standing there watching them take the ball away. And Austin going for a run around the half-back line. There's the siren for the end of the third quarter. And it's been Carlton all the way. 11 goals, 19-85 to North Melbourne. 5 goals, 7-37.
Preliminary finals every year and then make it to the grand final.
Peter, they're still playing out there at the MCG. Collingwood 11-13 to Fitzroy 6-16.
So here we go for the final turn from VFL Park Waverley. Fitzpatrick got first knockdown. Taken by Jimmy Buckley, who shrugs off his opponent as if he wasn't there, driving Carlton up towards the forward pocket again. Jarrett comes out from the pocket, couldn't take the mark. A chance for Kerry Good, who gets it over to Melrose. Melrose with a hand pass, looks for Stephen Easton and finds him across the half-back line. A clearing kick from him, doesn't cover that much distance. In front, though, it looks like Southby in front of Xavier Tanner, and away he goes. And arguably the best fullback in the league. A high kick, though, doesn't cover that much distance from Southby. Unusual for him. Back to the centre. Tanner tries to get it away, can't do so. It comes to Fitzpatrick from Plump. And away goes the big fella. And gives it to Young. Across to Armstrong. It was Keogh, actually. He fires at the goals. Looks for Brown down there. No mark paid. Brown pounces on the ball. A snapshot by Mackay. And a mark taken for Carlton about 10 metres out. Almost effortlessly by Kenny Sheldon. And this would really drive the nail into the coffin, wouldn't it? He's already kicked 2 goals, Sheldon. One a running shot and one a deliberate shot at the goals. Concentration plus from Sheldon as he comes in. Lines them up and puts it through, I'd suggest. The goal umpire says full points and Carlton go further ahead. North Melbourne 5-7-37, Carlton 12-19-91.
And that goal coming at the minute-and-a-half mark of this last quarter, and Carlton still looking great too. North Melbourne's forward line's been hopeless today. They've had no one down there to take a mark whatsoever. They've even moved just before half-time Daryl Sutton there to try and give him a grab, but he's been well covered like the rest of them all. Glenn Dennings got away a couple of times, but Dill would have had the better of the duel there because he's put him under pressure all the time. Their rovers have been unsighted, and of course losing Dempsey in this second half hasn't helped at all because young Easton's got to do the bulk of the work himself, and that could be too much. There's McCann in the ruck now. But they may have had him in a bit early because he can spring. Picked up by Francis, a bad hand pass. Knocked away by Harms, and there he is. He's a dynamo, that guy. It's picked up by Malcolm Blake. Hasn't kicked well at all today. He goes for a short pass. Out there to Boys, and Boys is a good 65 metres out from goal. Going for a pass again at the Sutton. He's got the mark well in front, and he's only about 40 metres out from goal. Waiting on Daryl Sutton to have his shot for goal. He's already kicked 2. And if I said they badly need one, that would be the understatement of the year by a million miles, wouldn't it, Pete?
Yes, it would, actually.
There's the shot now, and of course that's okay, and at least it's making their score look a little bit respectable. So it's 12-19, 91 Carlton to North Melbourne, 6-7-43, and it's been a long time since we've seen North Melbourne with 6 goals, 7 on the board in a very important game like this, but as Peter said before, I don't think North Melbourne have won a second semi-final since they've been in football, have they? Or since this last effort of theirs, since Ron Barassi took over.
That's right, though. It's been a jinx match for them. So back into the centre. Can North Melbourne get a few goals and get up near the Blues? We'll find out soon. A free kick played from the centre bounce infringement, and it will be taken by Stephen McCann. A big fellow who's carrying it with Easton at the moment. That's a shot kick, isn't it? Out towards right half forward off the side of the boot. Francis couldn't do much with it. Alves' tackle. Was it too high? We'll wait for the umpire's decision. He says it was too high. And Stan Alves will take the free kick for North Melbourne at right half forward. The veteran in the Kangaroo lineup looks for a pass down there to Malcolm Blight, and he finds him. And Blight and Sutton carrying on the work up forward for North Melbourne. Sutton having kicked 3 goals. Blight hasn't kicked a goal, but he's been one of their leading kick getters. The only player to win the Magarey and Brownlow medals. In he comes, Malcolm Blight. Oh, beautiful kick from Blight. Looks pretty good to me. That's a goal. The badly needed one for North Melbourne. Blight first for the afternoon. North Melbourne 7-7-49. Carlton 12-19-91. So Blight posting yet another major. Sutton has kicked 3 for North Melbourne. He's their leading goal scorer. Easton has 2. And for Carlton, Sheldon has 3. Fitzpatrick 2. Brown 3 and McClure 2. As we come back to the centre with 4.5 minutes gone in the final quarter. I'd suggest that, well, there's still time for North Melbourne to win. They trail by about 7 goals, but of course, football these days is a high-scoring encounter. Jesselenko, the half-forward, looks for McClure and finds him. Kerry Good hot on his hammer. He gets away, though, the big blonde half-forward to the forward pocket, looks for Mackay. Let's see what he can do. Was it a snapshot, really? Yes, sir. Lines them up over the head of Brown and fires. Oh, look at that! Oh, what a goal! David Mackay, one of the goals of the day. Congratulations from Jimmy Buckley and the huge crowd here at VFL Park as Carlton go further ahead. 13-19, 97, North Melbourne 7-7, 49.
It's a pretty good lead. People have 46 points.
Let's watch it again, Lou.
Yeah, there it is again. Watch him pick this up. It's not a bad sort of a snap. A left footer, and it's right through the middle. Brown didn't even have to move that time, and he's very happy about it. So we see Fitzpatrick getting that goal. 13-19, Carlton to North Melbourne, 7-7. Mackay got it, but Brown was in the goal square watching him elated about it. Finally, it's pushed over there by Jazelenko. The umpire said it was held to him, and there's going to be a ball up towards Carlton's centre-half forward position. Waiting now for the umpire to bounce the ball. It'll be Fitzpatrick doing a great job on the run. Got it out again. Going after his Keogh. He ran into McClure that time. He got one in the face. Finally, it's picked up by Lord. Driven out wide, looking there for Glendenning, but coming through his arms. He's like a human battleship, this fella. Going through it. Look at him go. Around to that half forward line. He's going to have a long shot for goal. Or does he go for a pass? It's bad luck. It goes into the hands of Vic. A hand pass coming over to Jarrett it is, and he drives the ball around. They're off the top of Southby. Back to Armstrong. Another hand pass to Young. Another very good player for Carlton. They've had a million of it today. Short pass to Buckley. And even though Jarrett knocks him over, he's still got the mark at half full.
I'm glad you have to give the votes, Lou. It's not an easy job.
Well, I don't know. You could pick 12 players for Carlton's the best player. Ball back there towards that forward pocket position for Carlton. The pack fly again. A chance for Johnson to get out. McClure's there too. Gets it out to Mackay. Hooks it back over his head, but Dents is in the way. He's marked, and he's down there on his own. A hand pass over to Easton. It's too long. He's got to pick it up, the big fella. He's got it. He's going to make hard work of this now. Back to David Gents. It's too long, but he picks it up on that first bounce, and they take the ball around towards the wing position north. But there's Clomp in the way. Carlton players all over the place. On to Marcoux is now on the ground. And they're free again, Carlton. The hand pass coming over to Sheldon. And Sheldon with a long shot. Mackay trying to get the city for the mark. And it's a good mark taken down there by North Melbourne's McCann. McCann goes for a pass. It's okay. Malcolm Blight. Thank heavens they got him playing, because there'd be a million goals in front. Carlton, the ball out to Wick now. Looking for a pass, getting it out to Tanner. It's too long again. They're making a lot of mistakes over kicking. Tanner can't pick it up, but Southby does. He gets a hand pass back to Young. Another one to Keogh. It's a bit long, but it'll come up okay for him. He's out there at half forward. Gets it down towards the forward pocket position. Coming across is Marcoux. Good overran the ball. It's back again. Malcolm Blight once again doing a great job for North Melbourne. The ball back to Schimmelbusch and Francis. Schimmelbusch has got the mark at centre-half back. He'll give a hand pass to Jarrett. And they're desperately trying to get another goal to make their score look a lot better up to Glendenning. But there we see McConville flying. Down goes Glendenning, and it's Dool. Gets it back to Harms. Back to McConville. And that's football personified as they take the ball away. Back out there towards that wing position. And once again, it's a mark to Ebert out there on that centre wing position.
Ebert looks for a mark at half forward, but all he finds is Fitzpatrick. He's a pretty hard fella to get past, isn't he? To Robert Clomp and Carlton doing this with ease at the moment. They've really got their tails up the Blues, and they'll go into the grand final on Saturday week at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Marcoux tackled by Ick. I think he held it a little bit too long, Alex. Or Marcel, as his teammates call him, and a free kick to Stephen Ick. He goes for the hand pass to Easton. He's got his boot back on. He lost it a little bit back there in the quarter.
Peter, it just shows you how confident Carlton are. Jazelenko's gone off the ground. He must think they've got this game won. Well and truly, Scott.
I'd be inclined to agree with him. Morris Boys to the forward pocket, or the goal square, and a nice mark taken by Ron Austin. Well, Carlton's got good players all over the field. And as I said earlier, I'm glad I don't have to give the votes, because a lot of Carlton players have put in today. In fact, the whole side, North Melbourne being led virtually by this fellow and Schimmelbusch. They're about North Melbourne's best two. And Malcolm Blight has knocked up getting kicks, but unfortunately, they're well down across the half-forward line, and full forward, there's not too many guys that can get a kick. Malcolm Blight, and he comes. He's already kicked one goal, and that was in this quarter. 21 kicks for the day. Malcolm Blight. That looks pretty good too, or is it just offline? I think it might be a goal. Yes, it is. So Blight's second goal. Second goal of the match and the second goal of the quarter, taking the Kangaroos to 8-7, 55. Carlton 13-19, 97. It's 42 points the difference in favour of the Blues, and we've been playing in the last quarter just on 10 minutes. So the job ahead of North Melbourne, if they're to get up here today, I don't suggest that they will, but of course it's not an impossibility. Plenty of things have happened in football, but the way Carlton are going, they're going to take A lot of stopping for this year's premiership. Mackay and Ebert over the head of Keogh. Booted forward by Johnston. And knocked back again by Kerry Good. Johnston again. Caught. No. Play on. Sheldon. And the torpedo punt kick to half forward. Oops, they all missed it. Schimmelbusch with the chance. Fitzpatrick tries to get it out. Buckley. Nettelfold almost met him. And got his kick in. Here's Francis. Oh, missed the setter, but there's no one within Curry. It doesn't matter. He can steady and fire. He goes for a short pass. Johnston to Fitzpatrick. Around McClure, and he'll fire at the goals too, but willy-nilly. And he's put it out of bounds on the full. He could have gone for a pass, but blazed away. And the penalty free kick to be taken by Stephen McCann. Melrose. Whoops. Almost off. Or was he off? He is now. Melrose goes back across the goal, so they haven't really gained much from that, have they, North Melbourne? Melrose looks for Law. Armstrong punching the ball away, and successfully too. Schimmelbusch comes in to lend a hand. A hand pass into no man's land, really. Free kick to Carlton for holding the ball, and it will be taken by Barry Armstrong.
Well, he threw that up in the air that time, Law, and there's nothing about the decision. Armstrong with a chance to score. On a bit of an angle, but you can see the goals there in the background. The way Carlton are playing, he could easily kick this one. He put up a great performance today, Carlton. They've really attacked the ball from the word go. There's McCann at the back. Couldn't hold that. Johnson with a chance to clear. He snaps for goal, but there's Jarrett on the way to take a mark in defence, right in the goal square. Goes across goals. Looking out wide there for Melrose. It's a bit long. Keogh's going in there too. He's getting in for his chop, and the ball is out of bounds on that half-forward line for Carlton, about 50 metres around from their goal. And they're sitting pretty at the moment. They're 13-19 to North Melbourne 8-7. 12 minutes gone of this last quarter. But they're all smiling up there in the official box. George Harrison is mob too at the moment. The ball comes down to Billy Netterfold, but he's in plenty of trouble. Back it goes to Marcoux. A hand pass coming over to Keogh. Back to Johnson. And he breaks his way through the pack. Over to Sheldon. This look, he gets clear, but he's grabbed, but it comes back to McClure. They're just doing as they like, Carlton, as the ball goes up there towards the full forward zone. Grabbed nicely by Easton, but he's collared by Buckley, thrown to the ground. And that's the attitude of Carlton today. They've been going in. Look at Buckley going crook about it. He said, what about holding the ball? Inclined to agree with him too. The umpire having a bit to say to him too, umpire Nass. It was a pretty good tackle, Pete.
It did take a while to get rid of it, didn't he?
Golly. Gave away about 14 inches too. Nash is having something to say to Buckley again. He never had last word with those guys. I think I'd keep quiet if I was Buckley. Knocked out by Easton. The ball pushed away by Melrose. By golly, you could count North Melbourne's best players on one finger, I reckon, or two fingers. And we see the ball picked up by Sheldon again. Into the goal square it goes. Easton flies. He's trying his heart at this fellow.
Do they miss Dempsey, don't they?
Well, he had to take the role of Dempsey because Dempsey left the ground, didn't come out after half-time. Apparently got a finger in the eye and couldn't carry on. The ball out wide now. The chance for David Dent. Shoots the ball back towards the centre of the ground. Glenn Ginning in front. But there's Dool, but he's got this one. Hand pass coming over to Netterfold. A short pass and Cassing's got it. With a few players missing from last week as the ball goes up there, but Austin's it long enough. He might have put this through. A goal.
Now, what Austin saying it was touch, but it wasn't.
I don't think it was. He's trying to bluff the umpire, but he wasn't having a bar of that. So it's 13-19, 97 Carlton. North Melbourne trying to make their score look respectable. 9-7, 9-7, 61. And we're at the 14-minute mark of this last quarter.
It was touched about 3.5 metres over the line by the player there. The official attendance this afternoon, 69,142. The previous record for a second semi at VFL Park was 60,105 in 1976. So it's a new record crowd for a second semi here at VFL Park. Just on 70,000, and they've enjoyed a magnificent match here this afternoon. Carlton's third quarter, splendid football indeed. Ebert looks down there for someone to give it to, but Marceau, Alex Marcoux intercepting pretty well. Look at him go. The mosquito fleet of Carlton at its best. He looks for Johnston, another member of the brigade. A half forward, a long kick from him. Looks for a mark from Brown. Brown's outmanoeuvred on this occasion though by David Dench. And fires the ball towards the pocket. Melrose. Melrose in front of McClure. Melrose has been fairly quiet today.
I'll tell you what, Pete, North have gone the long way around on this big ground. I'm surprised. They've made it very, very hard for themselves, haven't they?
That never wins matches here, does it, Lou?
Never.
Glenn Dinning getting away from goal. That's a rarity. Ebert looks for good. Kerry Good at right half forward. Dukes the Kangaroos up towards their full forward zone. Oh, gutsy mark from Harms. He's got to be close to best on the ground.
He doesn't know fear, this guy does. He backs into packs, he runs into him, doesn't care.
Might get out of his road too. Wayne Harms towards the centre. Buckley on his own. Away he goes, gets around Morris Boys. Over to Michael Young. And Young now steams goalwards. He can have a pot shot from there. He does just that, but he's off target. He blazed away. It's out of bounds on the full. And it'll be a penalty free kick for North Melbourne to be taken by David Ditch. Nearly 16 minutes have gone in the final term. And Carlton going through the motions pretty well here at VFL Park. They've got this game pretty well and truly wrapped up. Kerry Good at centre half back in front of David Mackay. Takes the mark to Alan Jarrett. Jarrett around towards the centre wing position. Clock fisting the ball away, but not clear. Picked up by Adams. To Glendinning. Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch at right half forward. A short pass is a beauty too and finds Malcolm Blight. I would say North Melbourne's best player. And Blight into the goal square. But he too is off target. That's out of bounds on the full. Austin acknowledging the goal and prize decision this time and takes the penalty free kick in the back pocket.
Malcolm Blight not too happy about that kick either. Sitting back there disgusted. It knocked away by McConville. Going after it now is Sutton. Southby's right on his tail. He still can't get it up. It's finally picked up by Tanner. Back there to Sutton again. A snapshot for goal. There's Wayne Harms going after it again. Hits the point post. It'll be out of bounds. It's showing right against the point post. Yeah, I think he might have hurt his ankle, Blight. That's why he was down, but...
Carlton player down too, I think, was cramped on the centre wing.
Of course, Carlton lost Jones in the first quarter. It was bad luck, and now Buckley's down there as it's picked up by Cassidy. Snap doesn't go very far at all. The umpire called play on. Back to Sutton. He tries to back out the pack. They really collar in, and they say dropping the ball. Sutton's not happy about it either. That's how they've played all day, Carlton today. They've pounced on their opponents. Harms again from that hand pass. And a beautiful pass out there to Young, who's been a good replacement, a great replacement there for Aston, who couldn't take the field here today for this match. But it hasn't worried Carlton today. Their little men have been great. They've all put in. Matter of fact, I can't find a weak player on the Carlton side, and by golly, you can find plenty when you look through North Melbourne's lineup.
Jezza has to come back on.
Jesselenko coming back on. Buckley going off the ground. Jesselenko will be sitting back, as Jack Dyer would say, smoking the briar. Knocked out by Mackay to Armstrong. The ball back out there towards the wing position, going after his Law, who's battled pretty hard for North today, but he hasn't had much support. Ball finally knocked out by Tanner. It's out of bounds up towards North Melbourne's half-forward line, but a heck of a way around from their goal. They're 9-7 to Carlton, 13-13 at the moment. Ball back into play. Mackay gets the knockout again. Picked up by Young. Ball booted back towards that wing position. Oh, finally kicked off the ground by Good, but there's Dool in the way. They back up well, a hand pass coming over now. And Johnson's clear as he takes a bit of a run. He's got plenty of teammates to help him out. That's France as he flips over. He's still got time to get over. Looks as though Schimmelbusch has hurt his leg. So we see the ball driven up there towards Brown and Dents. And that's Dents manoeuvring himself very well to take a good mark and gets the ball out now. Easton back to Jarrett, but they're going the long way around North Melbourne like they have all day, and that's fatal out in this big crowd. Glendinning in front, but he's dropped the mark, and Dill's right on his hammer. He kicks it off the ground, and the umpire said in the meantime was holding the man, and he'll take a free kick a little short of the centre field position. 19 minutes gone of this last quarter, and Carlton 13-19-97 to North Melbourne 9-7-61.
So 36 points the difference. That's 6 goals. North have got to get 6 goals in well, even time, shall we say. A tall order. However, they never give up down Arden Street way. Blight and Sutton. Driven forward by Tanner. Tanner's kick up towards the forward pocket. It's rolling towards Austin, though. He'll get there first in front of Morris Boys and gets around him pretty nicely at that. A short pass looking for Sheldon. Sheldon in front of Billy Nettlefold, but the ball over the boundary line, and we'll see it thrown back into play. It's going to be a free kick to Nettlefold in the meantime, and he'll take it on the left half forward flank, kicking towards the city end goal here at VFL Park. What a crowd. A record second semi-final crowd here at the park as Nettlefold goes goalwards across the half forward line. Now fires the ball in towards the 10-metre square. Mackay was the high flyer, but Blight had the better judgment.
He's played a great game this guy, Peter.
North Melbourne's best, you'd say, Lou?
He'd nearly be the best player on the ground, really, when you work it out.
That a marvellous effort, but unfortunately for him, a lot of North Melbourne players down on form this afternoon. Blight has kicked 2 goals for North Melbourne. I think both of them in this quarter. Mackay standing on the mark. Malcolm Blight will come in and fire at the goals from 15 metres out. Goal umpire does not move. It's full points to North Melbourne. Blight's 3rd goal appears to be limping slightly too, so that's not good news if North have got a front up next week. 30 points the difference. Carlton 13-19, 97. North Melbourne 10-7, 67.
Incidentally, Pete, Malcolm Blight's had 25 kicks and about 4 hand passes, which makes it a pretty good performance in a losing score like North Melbourne have put up here today.
It puts him in line, I reckon, for just about best on the ground with stats like that. A lot of Carlton players have put in.
Well, you'd have trouble picking Carlton's best player because there's so many of them. They've played as a real team today, and that's the sign of a good side when you've got so many players playing well rather than having one outstanding player. And that's the difference between North and Carlton.
And a player like Young comes in and replacing Ashman and maybe one of Carlton's best.
OK, then we see the ball picked up by McCann, and North Melbourne swinging toward action again. Down towards Sutton, back to Malcolm Blight. A chance that he can pick it up, running to an open goal. Fires, he's put it through. 13-19, 97, Carlton to North Melbourne, 11-7, 73, a difference of 24 points. And I'll tell you what, there's still a chance for them to get up here if they're good enough. That's right, Louis. We've got about, I'd say, 9 minutes to go of this quarter.
Not over yet.
This would be unbelievable. They could get up here now. Let's see if they can go in to attack another goal. They'll start all jumping about 6 feet tall. Or tall now, there's Barassi looking very studious there and saying, can we do it? Well, 24 points with the time to go. It's not all over yet. Gee, he's come out of the blue Carlton. North Melbourne getting those 2 goals. McCann going in, pushes it down. They go down there again. Boyce knocks it back. Southby picks it up there on the half-back line. Boots it back towards the centre of the ground. North Melbourne's Casson knocks it back again. Boyce plays it on. Down there, Southby going after it again. They've got David Dents down there on the forward line. They're desperate. Southby gets it over to McConville. A short pass, and Young's got the ball out there on that half-back flank. Well, I think time will beat them, but you never know your luck in a big city. Finally, it's Armstrong driving the ball around there towards Brown. And Brown takes it right on the wing position on the boundary line there. Gives a lead over there to Marku. It's a long one, but it bounces okay, and Marku's clear. He's going to run around his opponent. He leaves... he's lost the ball, and it's out of bounds. Out of bounds, about 45 metres around from that Carlton goal. And they're in front by 24 points at the moment. And we're approaching the 23-minute mark. I think time will beat North Melbourne, but you never know your luck. McCann in the ruck against Mackay. McCann gets it down to good. He can't get out. A bad hand pass. Mackay can't pick it up. They're all having a go there. Mackay finally steps out the pack and gives a hand pass back. There looks dangerous. We see a snap for goal by Johnson that time. It's through for 1 point. So they're 25 points in front. 13-20, 98 Carlton to North Melbourne. 11-7, 73. Approaching the 23.5-minute mark of this last quarter.
Well, can they get up? I don't think so. As Lou said, I'm inclined to agree. Time will possibly beat them. Dool and Glendinning. And it's close to the boundary line. It's now over a boundary throw-in, resulting North Melbourne always fighting on. They never give up, as I said, down there. And they've taken this game right up to Carlton, even though Carlton have looked the winners from half-time. In we come again. The ball not clear. Down past Ebert. A chance for Carlton to pick it up through Sheldon. His kick in turn towards the forward pocket. Jesselenko and Jarrett. Both of them. Jarrett's hand pass is a wild one to Stevenik and also Johnston. Back to Jesselenko, who's collared pretty smartly. Mackay dives on top of it. Free kick going Carlton's way. North Melbourne's way, I beg your pardon, and it will be taken by Alan Jarrett. Jarrett's in the back pocket. He's played there most of the afternoon on the resting Rovers. And now he goes towards the centre of the ground, looking for Glendinning or Good. Well, it comes to Bruce Doyle. Didn't bounce too well for Ryan. Back to Alex Marku, and here he goes. The speedster himself gets around Billy Nicholthal, but loses the ball. Picked up by Mark McClure. McClure goes goalwards with that kick, and that looks pretty good. That'll be the sealer. McClure's 3rd goal for Carlton, coming up just on the 25-minute mark of the final term. and Carlton 14-20, 104 to North Melbourne 11-7-73.
Well, that was a nasty one for North Melbourne, Peter. A very nasty one indeed. We're on the time on period now. Into it by about 10 seconds.
Well, North have kicked 6 goals this quarter, Lou, so they've come back very well indeed.
Well, they've made their score look a lot better. And, of course, mainly due to the great work of Malcolm Blight, who's played a great game for North Melbourne. Back to the centre. Wind blowing pretty strongly here at the moment as the ball's knocked out by Fitzpatrick. Going after his Marcoux. Over it goes to Armstrong. It's a bit long, but he picks it up all right. And Johnson's grabbed his collar and down he goes. Jezelenko over to McClure, a running shot for goal. But he's off target and it's through for 1 point. So it's North Melbourne 11-7-73 to Carlton 14-21, 105. And time running out for the Kangaroos, but they put up a better performance this quarter. Ball back into play again. Fitzpatrick trying to get in position, gets his hands, he's got the mark. Too big that time for McCann, even though he's appealing for the mark. Fitzpatrick gets set a half forward, a good 60 metres out from goal. Let's see what he can do with it. Looking for Mackay. Mackay in the front posse, punched away by Easton. They're all missing at the moment. Finally picked up by Law. A hand pass. Coming over to Boyce, and Boyce drives the ball back to centre half forward. Looking there for Glendenning. Punched away by McConville. Punched away by Southby. Down goes Glendenning. There we see Melrose grab. So is Dents. They can't get away, North Melbourne. They're really attacking him. The free kick going to Bill. Don't tell me they have a box on now. I wouldn't be bothered boxing it off there at this stage of the game.
After the bell, isn't it?
Yep. I think the horse is bolted now as we see a short pass from Dool. Coming out here now, and Armstrong's got the ball on that half-back line. Approaching the 27-minute mark of this last quarter with North Melbourne taking the ball away through Carlton, I should say, picked up by Law, but the umpires found a free kick, and the free kick will go there to Sutton out there on the wing position. It was a heck of a way away from his position at full forward. Waiting now for the ball to be brought back into play, a short one. They're making mistakes again. They're falling flat as we see the ball picked up by Clark.
On the left half back, drive Carlton out of the danger zone. They'll play the boundaries. Carlton, I'd say at this stage, it's off the hands of the pack, and once again we'll see another throw-in to take place in the players' interchange area. That is, of course, on the centre wing position. 27 minutes gone in the final term. Carlton slowing up in the final quarter, but North Melbourne just too far behind. They'll be beaten by the clock. Knocked down to Armstrong from Fitzpatrick. McCann's there likewise and fists it away, but intercepted well. Francis to half forward. Easton and Mackay. Down towards Brown, well out from goals. Looks for Sheldon. The pass may be too long. He lets it bounce. Now let's see what he can do. Gets away from Easton. Fires at the goals. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? What a great goal. Sheldon's fourth and Carlton wrap it up, I'd say. So let's check the score. It's Carlton 15-21, 111 points. North Melbourne 11-7-73, 28 minutes gone in the final quarter.
Well, that's the difference of 38 points, and I would say for sure Carlton will go into the 1979 grand final. They would go in there as favourites after the drubbing they've given North Melbourne today. And they played right from the word go. They've been a real side today, Carlton. Barassi must be terribly nervous. I see him puffing a fag there. But since Barassi's coached North Melbourne, they've never won a second semi-final. There'll be a free kick. It'll go to McCann against Fitzpatrick for getting on his shoulder. McCann in the ruck now. North Melbourne had a bit of bad luck losing Dempsey in that second half of the match. The pack fly. They're all having a dip here, and the ball finally pushed out by Young, but the umpires found a free kick to Young. We're at the 29-minute mark, and we see Carlton 15-21 to North Melbourne 11-7. A short pass, and Fitzpatrick grabbed the ball. He did a great job, particularly in that first half, when he had to tag or play on Dempsey. He did it very well indeed. Southby out there at half-back. Well, there we see McClure putting good out of business that time, and McClure's got the run of the ball. Picks it up there on the wing position, boots it very hard to Brown, but Brown goes down. Right on his back is Tanner. Melrose can't pick it up. Backing up well as Tanner now. Picks it up down there at half. Back over to Melrose. Back to Blake, and there's the siren for the end of the last quarter. And Carlton going to the 1979 grand final. And they would be favourites for sure. 15-21, 111 points Carlton to North Melbourne, 11-7-73. Well, there's Jezelenko coming off the ground. He'd be a very happy man. And going across to congratulate him is Johnson, and why shouldn't they be happy? Because from the very word go, they look the far superior side. but it's still a long way to go before they win the flag. They've got to get over the next one. At the moment, out at the MCG, I noticed that Collingwood are 15-17 to Fitzroy 10-21. I should imagine there'd be another 10 minutes to go of that game because they started about 7 or 8 or 9 minutes later than us. That'd be right, wouldn't it, Alf?